dangerous. Get dangerous. Shameless. Basic. Shameless. Get dangerous. That's Mike.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I hope you are all doing well. Happy Monday, my friends. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It's been an unbelievable weekend here on the channel. So much support over the last couple of streams. Had a lot of fun flying into Cuba, and then of course yesterday doing our Retro Delta Ops for members only September stream. Good to see everybody. Quick match, good to see you. Mazane, good to see you. Zach, good to see you. Basil, good to see you. 12 cut, I already got you. Good to see you, my friend. Sasha, good to see you. Huskers, welcome back. Caleb, good to see you. AntoniBaldo, welcome. Yuckfu, good to see you. Max Bedcraft, welcome. Leonard Grant, good to see you. Gary P, welcome back, my friend. Hope all is well. Mike Oliver, good to see you. Connor Saunders, welcome back. Tenure to Moba, good to see you. Brett Day, welcome. Atif, good to see you. Hope all is well. John Zander, good to see you. Kenzo, welcome back as well. Thank you much for joining me, guys. Hope everybody's having a great start to the week. Hopefully not working too hard. Tamir, good to see you, man. Thank you for your support as well. Appreciate you, my friend, up on that leaderboard as well. Thanks so much, Tamir. Good to see you, my friend. I hope all is well. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. Brundabro, good to see you, man. Welcome back, Matija. Good to see you. Zach Aviation, good to see you. Hope all is well. Excited to be flying back home on Wednesday night. Hey, man, at least you get to go flying, right? At least you get to go flying. It's always fun when you get to go flying. Round off the week here, friends, in our retro week, flying the A310 around. We're going to be doing some Air Transat ops. We're going to be going Toronto, Montreal, back to Toronto. My backyard, obviously. You guys know that. I live in between these two major cities. I live in Ottawa, which is a little bit closer on to the Montreal side, but right in between these two major cities. Toronto, I believe, the biggest city in Canada, followed by Montreal and then Vancouver. So two huge cities that I live between, and this is the reason why I always get to fly either into Montreal or Toronto when I have to go anywhere. Where the flight, which destination is going to be, bro, and which one is a flight or two? Two flights today, as per normal, like the thumbnail suggests. We are in Toronto right now. We're going to Montreal, and we're going back to Toronto. Didn't you live in Quebec? I live in Ottawa. I live just north of Ottawa, on the Gatineau side, but it's basically Ottawa. Yeah. Are we flying over your house? No. I don't think so. If you look at our, yeah, so I live here in Ottawa. Here's the river. See, that's where I live. I live in Gatineau. So you can see here, this is all of Ottawa. There's Ottawa International Airport. I live across these bridges right here, like in this vicinity is where I live. So yeah, you can see you cross the bridge, and I'm somewhere up over here. But it takes me about 5 minutes to get from my house to across the bridge and down through Ottawa. So that is where I live. There's CYOW. So we're actually going to be just to the south of it. We're actually going to be like Spencerville, Cornwall. There's Cornwall. They have a big training facility is there. They have Redbird It's a pretty cool airport. You have to be careful because if you fly just a little bit past the water here, you actually end up being into the U.S. So it's actually a pretty cool little airport. My buddy has done some training in and there. I've flown in and out of there with him plenty of times. Really, really cool, actually. Really, really cool. So, friends, let's do it. Let's jump inside the cockpit. Let's get this bad boy program ready to rock and roll. I think we're scheduled. I think it's like just over an hour. It says 55 minutes on the way there. I think we have a pretty hefty tailwind already. It's not going to be the longest flight on the way there. It's probably going to be a little bit longer on the way back because we'll be dealing with some headwinds. So let's jump inside the aircraft. Let's get this bad boy program ready to rock and roll. We are in a turnaround state or on GPU. This selection right here on GPU. So that's what we're using today. So let's go all the way up top. Let's get our DEERs, left side nav, right side nav, center nav. Beautiful. Continue our flows down here. Everything looks good. We'll go and get our... actually, I guess we don't really have to do much over here. No, we're all good. We'll get over here. We'll get our galley power to the on position. Other than that, we don't really need anything. We'll get the APU master start switch on. We'll do that now. We'll get the window heat on as well, and then everything else is fine. We'll just leave that all like that. We'll get the... oxygen, crew supply oxygen on as well. Beautiful. Let's come down here to the CDU, the FMC, whatever you'd like to call it. Actually, let's get a little bit of lights on down here, shall we? We like having some lights, chat. Makes things a little bit easier for us to see. We like lights. Good, good, good. Sweet. Cool. We'll come down here. Is the Halo soundtrack copyright? If it isn't, you should use it. The Halo soundtrack, of course it is. Yeah, it definitely is. Lord Jones, what's up, my friend? Good to see you, dude. Welcome back. Hope all is well. Okay, Cap, now people are going to be creeping around looking for you. They'll never find me, dude. There's 1.3 million people here. If you can find me, hey, kudos to you, dude, but I don't think they can find me. Let's go to our NitRef. Actually, sorry, let's go to our menu page. We're going to go to ACARS. We're going to do our SimBrief request. Love that this airplane has SimBrief integration. Just makes everything so much easier. We'll go back to our NitRef tab. Good. We can hit the Align IRS button. The IRS will align now. Our alternate airport today, I actually think, is Ottawa, my home airport, CYOW. So we'll bug up CYOW for our alternate airport. Hello? Hello? Thank you. CYOW, we'll bug that up as our alternate airport. Good. We'll go to return. Beautiful. Flight number today, we are Transat TSC 571. So we'll go ahead and bug that up as well. Transat 571. Good. Cool. No ATC on today. Early afternoon in Toronto on a Monday. Didn't expect any ATC to be online. Let's go to flight plan. We're going to go YYZ. We're going to go to standard instrument departures. The weather in Toronto, what are we looking at? Let's come down here. Let's click on that airport. Let's go to weather. What do we got for weather? Winds are showing 200 at 2 knots. We're going to expect runway 23 for departure, chat. So select runway 23, and we're going to be on the Dead Key 5 departure. We'll find that on our list here. There's the Dead Key 5, and we're looking for the Miglo transition. So we'll go ahead and select that as well. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and insert that. That should be our departures, radar vectors, direct saver, seek it on course. That is all correct. Good. Continue to scroll down here. We'll get to Montreal. We're going to go to our star. Now we'll check the weather and see what things are doing here in Montreal. Montreal weather. Winds are 030 at 3 knots. 030 at 3 knots probably means that we should be on runway 6 left. I'm assuming is probably what they're doing. So I guess we'll plan 6 left for the arrival. It's rare that we get the 6s. Usually we're always getting the 2 4s, so it'll be kind of cool if we can get the 6s. Now, we can always check and see what exactly they're doing in real life. If we come up here, we'll put CYUL. We can go to show on map, and my guess is, oh no, they're coming. No, they're coming in on the 2s, on the two 6s, which is exactly what I figured. They always, very rarely do you ever see Montreal using the 6s for their ops. So you can see we've got an aircraft right now on final, Sky West, coming in from Chicago, and he's landing on 2-4 right. So I guess we'll plan 2-4 right, even though the winds are a little bit more favoring for that. It's 3 knots. You probably won't even feel it, to be honest with you. So let's go ILS 24 right. We're going to be on the HABS 7, which stands for the Montreal HABS. And we do want the Miglo transition, and we'll go ahead and insert that. Beautiful. If we scroll through here, we'll make sure we don't have any crazy discontinuities. We see a top of climb, top of descent, and then we should get some vectors in for the arrival. Okay, cool. Everything looks good there. I am happy with that. Wonderful. Let's go back to our initref tab. We're going to go with a cost index initially of 15. Looking for a cruise level of 350. We should be able to hit 350.
Got the CRJ bundle yesterday. Very hands-on. Got bored of 73 and 320. Do you like the CRJ? I would love to see you fly it more.
Huge no floaties to you, Alex. 200 smackaroons. Absolutely incredible. Huge no floaties to you, my friend. Thank you very much for the support. That is incredibly kind. Holy macaroni. Alex, thank you, dude. Guys, please. I already see a bunch of no floaties being spammed. Can we get some no floaties again, please, for me, as I'm just witnessing this donation? Thank you very much, Alex. That is incredibly kind, man. Seriously, absolutely incredible. I got the CRJ bundle yesterday. Very hands-on. Got bored of the 7.3 and A320. Do I like the CRJ? I do like the CRJ, Alex. My big thing with the CRJ is, unfortunately, it hasn't been updated in about a year. So, yeah, usually there's a little bit of a delay in the morning as Streamlabs kind of gets caught up with everything. It's a little bit weird. Yeah, huge no floaties to you, man. Thank you very much, Alex, for the support, too. That is incredibly kind. I do enjoy the CRJ. Hasn't been updated in a while. I do actually have a ton of CRJ content up on the channel if you do want to check it out. I have some like pre-recorded videos. I've done a ton of streams on it. Maybe in the near future, maybe after World Flight, we can kind of take a look at it. So, yeah. Sitting in the Sky Club, decided to take a hop to Nashville to see some friends via Atlanta. Big girl 763 to Atlanta, then a 739 to BNA. Very cool. Awesome. Alex, again, huge no floaties to you, man. Thank you very much. And then we've got Adriano coming in with the €6 as well. Adriano, thank you very much for the support as well, my friend. I appreciate you. That is incredibly kind. Guys, please get some love for Alex and Adriano. That is incredible. Thanks for the support, man. And yeah, maybe when we get back from World Flight and we're kind of looking for some airplanes and stuff to fly, we can jump back in the RJ. I can't remember the last time we did a stream in the RJ. I feel like it's been a while. But it is fun to fly, man. Like you said, extremely hands-on. And the thing that I find about the CRJ is if you can trim that airplane, use your trim a lot in the RJ, and I find it helps. It helps a lot, man. Yeah. This guy, dude, Alex, dropping another $100 donation. Says, let's get ourselves on top of that leaderboard. You better be careful, man. Huskers is here. Huge no floaties to you, man. Thank you very much for the support, dude. That is absolutely incredible. 300 smackaroons, chat, on a Monday afternoon. Please get some love in chat for Alex. That is incredibly kind, man. Alex, thank you for the support, dude. I appreciate you. I know Huskers. He's a great sport. He will not mind giving up that top spot. Thank you, man. I really do appreciate you, dude. Hey, Cap, you should start doing more truck sim streams. Truck sims are fun, man. Yeah, I mean, we at least get 1 or 2 in a month. The thing is I don't have a lot of time. I'd love to maybe get a couple more in. I agree with you. I think that it would be fun, but yeah. Thank you for the support, Alex. That is incredibly kind, man. Does everybody have Mopar Dude's credit card? Yes. Everybody get Mopar Dude's credit card. Alex, let me get you up top on that leaderboard, my friend. That is incredibly kind, dude. Thank you, man. I'll get you up on that leaderboard. We'll go ahead and switch some things up here. My good man, Huskers, getting bumped down to first officer for the flight. 300 smackaroons from Alex. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, dude, again. Incredibly kind. Flyboy's getting bumped. Flyboy / Mopar dude. as what he wanted yesterday. Flyboy / Mopar dude.
Let's get ourselves to the top of the leaderboard.
Let's do it. Huge no floaties to you, Alex. Thank you again for the support, man. That is incredibly kind, dude. I appreciate you. Let me put a space here. Thank you, man. All right, everybody should be in there nice and comfortable. Cool. Bring Flyboy down just a little bit. There we go. Sweet. Alex, thank you again, man. I appreciate you, dude. I hope Chad is showing you some love, which they are. Thank you, man. I truly do appreciate that. You the man today. Exactly, Huskers. He is the man. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you guys seriously for the support, man. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you. Seriously. Okay, init A page is done. Let's switch over to our init B page. Let's go ahead and plug in some information here on the electronic flight bag. So let's go over to our ground weight and balance, mass and balance page. Passengers today, we've got a total of 227. So go ahead and bug that up. We'll confirm that. Good. Cargo for today's flight, 12,511. So we'll go ahead and bug that up as well. And fuel for today's flight, 18,800. 895. We are in pounds. This is not kilograms. You guys have always seen me use kilograms for the beginning of the channel, but because of World Flight, we're using pounds. I want to get myself associated and accustomed to using pounds, so that's what we're looking for. Zero fuel weight today should have been 228.9. I'm getting 229.2. Perfectly fine with me. We'll apply to aircraft. You'll see our center of gravity move slightly. That is a perfect center of gravity. That's exactly what we're looking for. And now we've got all of our numbers. So zero fuel weight 229.2. So we'll bug that down here. 229.2. Good block fuel, which we just said was 18,000, and we'll call it 18.9. Close enough. And then our zero fuel weight CG, which is right down here, is going to be 25.4. 25.4. Good, and we'll bug that up to there. Beautiful. We've got our init page done. Optimum cruise level is 379. There's no way we can get up to that high. 3.5 I even think is going to be a little bit of a stretch. It's not a very long flight. I think it's like 400 nautical miles in between the two of them. So cool. All of that looks good. I'm happy with that. Init A and init B page are done. Good. Let's go to our takeoff and departure performance. Let's come over here. Let's go to our takeoff departure, and we'll go ahead and punch in some numbers here. So runway length, we're going 11,122. We'll insert that. Beautiful. Looking good. Let's go out to surface conditions are dry. Good. Runway heading is 226 as we're departing on runway 23. Winds 200 at 2. Good. Outside air temperature 23 degrees. Altimeter 3025. Is that correct? I didn't even look at that. Give me a sec. 3025. That is correct. Good. Let me actually set that in sim. Good. Weights today. Our gross weight. What was our gross weight? Our gross weight was 248.1. So go ahead and come over here and we'll throw that in here. 248.1. 248.1. Wait, what? 248.1. Thank you. We'll go and insert that. Beautiful. Slats and flaps 15 degrees. Anti-ice off. Air conditioning on. Calculate our V speeds today. Looks like we got a flex temperature of 57 degrees. V1 135. VR 136. V2 flying by 161. Beautiful. Cool. All those numbers are correct. 35, 36. We'll bug that up. 135. 136. Good. And that is pretty much complete. What we can do is, I think they're done with the boarding process. Yes, they are done boarding, so that's good. So what we can do is we can come inside and we'll go ahead and spool up the APU. Now we've had the APU start switch on for a while, so we'll get the fuel pump on as well, and we'll give that a couple seconds here to start itself up, but we shouldn't have any problems starting it up. Are we invited to your wedding? No, probably not. Just show him love the cap streaming until he's about 60 and knows we love him. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, dude. Where is Mopar checking his credit card numbers? Mopar's at work today. Back to work today. How do you get the flex temp on the A310X? How do you get the flex temp? I think you just come up with the flex temp. I don't think there's a way to do it on the fly-by-wire. Chat, maybe I may be wrong, but I don't think there's a way to do it. Playboy Jerry, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, man. Hey, Cap, hope all is well. Thanks for another great stream. Sebastian, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for coming to hang out today. I really do appreciate that, man. Adriano, dropping another €6. I appreciate you, man. Listen, I've done the exact same, dude. Huge no floaties. Thank you very much for support, man. I really do appreciate you, dude. That's incredibly kind. Thank you, man. Huskers, you have yourself a wonderful day as well, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. Again, thanks for everything this weekend, dude. I hope you enjoy your flights. I hope you have a great time today visiting with friends and family, I think you were saying, or just friends. Friends are family too, right? So have a great day, my friend. Enjoy your flights on the 7.6 and then the 7.3 Max. Or no, it's a Max? No, 739. 739. Thank you again, Adriano. I appreciate you, man. Guys, let's get some love and chat for Adriano. Incredibly kind, man. Mark, hello, my friend. Good to see you, dude. Welcome back. Mark, we're like 1 month away, dude. 1 month away. I swear, like, I'm trying not to get excited about world flight and traveling, but it's difficult. Difficult not to get excited, man. Good afternoon. Just went over to get lunch. School. I saw a Flare 737 Max. Ooh, nice. A Max. I get to fly on my first Max in about a month. I'll be on my first max ever. Pretty excited. All right, let's go ahead and spool up the APU. We'll start that bad boy. Let's come down here. We'll go to our APU tab. We'll make sure that the APU is indeed spooling up, which it is.
Chats. Got it wrong the first time. ... A good trip would be from Street Martin to Venezuela, Mike.
That would be fun. Yes, we need to do more South America. Maybe in the winter months when everything's so cold and snowy up here, we can look down towards South America and do some more ops. We have been to Venezuela, but not very many times. We've done a ton of Brazil, but we haven't been to Venezuela all that much. So I would love to do some more Venezuelan ops as well. So thank you for the support, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Fuel pump for the APU is not required. No, but you get this message here, and what I like to do, AJ, is I put this on right here. The fuel, actually, I guess you could leave it because it's auto. I think you're correct, actually. You could probably just leave it because it is auto. And then if you turn it on, I guess it overrides it. But yeah, I always think to turn that on because you always get this warning whenever you start spooling up the APU. It says APU fuel low pressure fuel tank pumps on/normal. I don't know if the 310 is different. Again, the 310 and the A300, there are some slight subtle differences between them. I can't remember if it's this one or the 300 that you have to turn them on. I'm not sure. There's a Brazil World Update planned for FS24. Good. Very cool. That'll be awesome. Yeah. Kevin, what's up, my man? Good to see you, dude. Saw 737 MAX 8 Air Canada last Thursday at London Heathrow. Where do they fly it from? I think they do like Toronto to Newfoundland, and then they make the jump from Newfoundland across. It also might have been a ferry flight because I know that they fly to like the Azores and stuff like that. Portugal as well. Like they fly those planes pretty crazily around. External power comes off. Beautiful. Let's go and get the fuel pumps on. We're fully boarded here, chat. We're ready to rock and roll. Fuel pumps are all on. Let's go and get pitch trim, yaw damp, and ATS to the on position. Seatbelt sign goes on. Nav and logo light is on, and we'll make sure that our beacon light is on here as well. And we'll go to GSX. Prepare for pushback and departure. Good. Let's come down here. Let's go to our ground services. We're going to go ahead and make sure that the door is closed, and we'll remove the GPU. Beautiful. We'll go back here to our takeoff performance. We'll just keep that there so we make sure we've got all those numbers. Speaking of those numbers, we can bug up 161.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So there's 161 on the pre-select, and what we'll do is we'll go down, up, and you'll see that it arms it, so that's good. So now we can move that number to whatever we want. And then we're looking for, what is our initial climb out of here? I think it's 5,000 feet on the dead key departure. We're departing off of 23. Yes, 5,000 feet is initial climb, and then it'll be up afterwards. Heading select, we do have to have a heading select because of this departure. It's going to be 245 off of runway heading. 245. Hello, Melinda. Welcome back. Good to see you. Captain Aviation, good to see you, my friend. Welcome back. Hope all's well. Soren, good to see you as well, man. Long time since you've seen Mr. Smitty. He is very busy, man. He's a busy man. Let me tell you, he's got new hobbies and train spotting, and he moved to a place where he's part of this whole train community now and stuff like that. So he's been extremely busy, man. I did see him last night. I don't know about, no, not last night. The night before, he was in a Discord call. I was in a Discord call with him. So he's doing well. Everything's fine with Mr. Smitty. But yeah, just like I said, he's busy, man. He is busy. It's once you retire, I think you start getting into trains. Kappa. Don't tell Mopar. Air Hong Kong is the biggest operator of the 310 at the present. Do they even really still fly it? Interesting. Park brake released.
Commencing push.
Thank you. We'll make sure that our TCAS is on as well.
Start at will.
AC chartered a 737 MAX 8 from Edmonton to Burbank to Edmonton around 2 weeks ago, along with a Delta 75 and a Phoenix stopping at Burbank heading to SLC. Interesting. Ooh, we got a Rouge airplane here beside us. Nice. All right, let's go upstairs. Let's go and make sure that our APU bleed system is to the on position. We're going to go crank, we're going to go start A. That's all good. That's all set up there. Beautiful. And what we can do is we can go ahead and spool up engine number 2. Enjoy. We'll come down here. We see N2 percentage on the rise. We can audibly hear the engine spooling up as well. Got a Rouge and a regular Air Canada. I think they're both A321s. That's definitely an A321. That is also an A321. Fancy. All right, and we're looking for 23%. We'll introduce fuel. There's 23%. Fuel is introduced. Burbank does a lot of charters. Yeah, I would assume either baseball, basketball, not hockey. Maybe hockey? I don't think they would take hockey into Burbank. Probably LAX for that. Can't wait for the Phoenix A321. Oh, dude, don't even get me started. So excited. My headphones just got head massage with that bass. Dude, it's amazing. I love when the hydraulics turn on as well. Once you start getting like engine power, you hear the hydraulics, that whine that comes in. It's my favorite. My favorite thing of the engine start. I don't want to keep those guys waiting, so we're going to go ahead and start engine number 1. They're already setting the parking brake, so that's good. Alrighty, N2 percentage is rising on engine number 1. Yeah, they definitely came with redemption with these sounds, man. Like, damn, they're good. All right, 23%. We'll introduce fuel number 1. Phoenix beta testers. Most likely not. They're probably flying the Latin VFR A321 with MOGs, I would assume. Drake 76 came to Burbank. There you go.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Maybe they're on X-Plane, correct. They could be in the Tollus A321 Neo, yep. Very valid point. All right, slats and flaps, 15 degrees. Better view of the slats coming out here forward. Good. Looking for a trim value of 1.1 up. 1.1. Good right about there. Good. Ground spoilers armed. Good. Upstairs. Good. Engine start, ignition system off. APU bleed system off. APU goes off. Probe heat goes on. Nose light goes on to taxi. Let's go ahead and arm heading select, profile, and we've already got auto throttle armed and set there. Let's go release our park brake, and we'll go and taxi ourselves out to runway 23, guys. This guy, man, dropping another 200 smackaroons. Jesus, dude. That is absolutely insane, man. $500? Cap, does Microsoft Flight Simulator cursor annoy you? No. I always move it to like the bottom left or bottom right of the screen and it ends up just going away. It's usually what I do. That is incredible, man. Alex, seriously, dude. Holy macaroni. That is incredible. $500 worth of donations. Huge no floaties to you, man. Seriously. That is absolutely incredible. Guys, if you are in chat and you do have access to the emojis, can we please spam some no floaties? That is incredibly kind, man. Is that Smitty in disguise? You would think so with donations like this. Holy macaroni. What a class act. Alex, thank you, man. Seriously. I'm pretty sure you're running away with that leaderboard for the month, man. We're only the second day of the month. And I'm pretty sure you've got that leaderboard locked up.
King Air 260 in May. Been flying it a lot, as a passenger. You should come with me sometime. The avionics are insane.
That would be unbelievable, man. Sign me up, Alex. We'll make that happen, my friend. Huge no floaties to you, dude. Seriously. Thank you, man. That is incredibly kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm a beginner and I play Infinite Flight Mobile. Are there any yokes and stuffs for my iPad that I can get for realism? I don't think so. I'm not too versed and familiar with the whole with Infinite Flight, and if there are joysticks and stuff that you can add. I'm gonna say no. I don't think that that's possible, but I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Is there a good third-party airport for JFK? There's iniBuilds JFK, yes. Heavy on performance, but it is absolutely incredible. Beautiful, 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 beautiful scenery. Yeah. Alex, thank you again, man. I truly do appreciate that, dude. That's unbelievable. 500 smackaroons for the month. Absolutely incredible, Alex. Thank you, man. Securing his name up on that leaderboard. I also pretty sure that that's going to get you into the... I think I have to add you and Huskers to the all-time captains list, which is down below in the description. Saw some Reddit stuff that they modded, so I'm trying to research for my info. Interesting. I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest with you. K-Info, I mean, the way that things are done nowadays, it would not surprise me at all if that was possible. I just wouldn't be the right person to ask, unfortunately. Yeah. Mopar is going on the phone with Betty from Fraud Department. Oh man. Remember when we used to steal the change from Smitty's couch? Remember that one? Everybody would donate and they'd be like, hey, I found this change, I found this $5 or $10 in Smitty's couch. It was a good while we were using that, man. That was pretty funny. Do you think we're going to get the modern avionics for the A300 or the same systems as 310? So they've actually said that, Captain Dom. So on release, the A300 is going to look like this. It's going to be the classic avionics system, but they are making a free upgrade later on in the year that is going to bring us all to modern avionics. So we're going to have the option of both, which I think is really cool. So on launch, the A300 is going to look like this, but we are going to get an option to modernize it, which is really, really cool. I don't know if I've seen the modern A300 cockpits from, I think FedEx and UPS have them, which is damn cool, right? So, yeah. Thinking about doing a flight from JFK to Doha? Ooh, it's a good one. I think we're going to be doing a long haul this Saturday. I don't know where we're going, 6 to 8 hours or something, but... yeah, I mean, this is about as comfortable as I will be kind of going back, to be honest with you. Are there any differences between the A300 and the 310 cockpit? There are some differences. They're fairly similar, though, man. They're fairly similar. Hold on, chat. We have to do this. You guys ready before we depart?
Stop rudder input. Stop rudder input.
Okay, we just had to make sure that that's working. Everything's good. They are similar, Will. There are some subtle differences. I think mainly there's more differences in the systems and the way that things are done. This thing is very like basic autopilot. Very basic. Toronto traffic, Transat 571 departing runway 23 Toronto. Yeah, it's very, very, very basic. So, yeah. My track air is not working today. Hello? Track air? Okay, there we go. I was going to say track air is not working, but nope, it is. I wasn't working it correctly. All right. You guys ready to rock and roll? I know I am. Cool. Yoke cam's going on. I'd also like to take a quick second to give a shout out to our sponsor today, Thrustmaster. You guys know that I'm sponsored by Thrustmaster at this point. If you want any more information about any of the peripherals that you see me using in any of my streams, there's always links in the description down below, and when I do these special sponsored streams, there are links up above as well. Feel free to click it. I always like to tell people this is hands down the best yoke I've ever used on this market. I've been in the flight sim industry for 8 to 10 years now. It simply doesn't get any better than this. So if you're looking for a new joystick, you're looking for a new yoke, you're looking for anything really flight sim related, I would give a huge shout out to Thrustmaster and give them a look. Cool, sounds are going up. Let's get it, my friends. Throttles to 40%. Let's go flying. Chrono's on. And toga. Slight nose down pressure. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed is alive. Knots, we're neutral. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gears going up. And we'll start tracking our heading track. climb power's coming in. Bring the nose down. Let's pretend we got to climb to 10,000 so we can hand fly it a little bit more. Sounds down just a little bit there, kind of loud. All right, and let's go flap retraction. I forgot to do? Nothing. Definitely didn't see me forget to do anything there. And let's go slat retraction. Get a little bit of trim in. Good. Alright, nice. Now I've got it trimmed out nicely. Alrighty, and let's come down here. And we're going to go direct to, and we're going to go direct saver, and we'll go ahead and insert that. Good. We'll then flip this to nav mode. We'll make our left turn. Is it really that loud in the cockpit? No. This is, the sounds are obviously amplified, right? So. I wonder if this is still like Mississauga down there. I don't know. Probably, actually. Alrighty, and we'll pretend that they give us our cruise altitude now, which is going to be 350. So we'll bug up 350. Good. And there we are, climbing like an absolute madman out of Toronto. Missed a departure, Captain USA, but that's okay, man. Nice departure out of Toronto. And we're going to have great separation between myself and the aircraft behind. And there's Toronto International Airport right over there. Lee, celebrating 30 months. Huge no floaties to you, Lee. Thank you very, very much for support, my friend. I appreciate you. That is incredibly kind. Thank you, man. Telling you, dude, this airplane hand flies. It's just simply incredible. It's so responsive. It's so easy to keep it on the flight directors. I don't know if I've flown a better plane in Microsoft, with my yoke at least. Flying the Phoenix is also very satisfying, but this aircraft, for it being so big and flying with a yoke, it's just incredible. Now, does this aircraft use like a fly-by-wire technique with the yoke? I'm not quite sure. Wondered that. All right, 11,000 feet, hand flown. Let's go autopilot on. Let's bring ourselves back up into the flight deck. Bring those sounds down just a little bit. Beautiful. What an absolute gem of a departure, chat. Hand flown to 11,000 feet. I'm going to start hand flying a lot more because when we get into world flight, I'd love to hand fly the approaches and stuff. It would just be absolutely incredible. Lee, thank you very much, man, for 30 months. I appreciate you. Says, what a sound. Love this bird. It is a gem, man. It is an absolute gem. I totally mean this. We may fly this airplane for across the pond. If we don't have anything by then, we're going to fly this airplane for across the pond, and I mean that. We'll do some retro ops across the pond or something like that. Thank you very much, Ali, for 30 months. I appreciate you, dude. And we've got Bluebird Simulation coming in with 5 gifted members. I appreciate you, my friend. That is incredibly kind. Sherman, thank you very much, man. I truly do appreciate that. That is extremely kind of you guys. If you just got a gifted membership, please make sure you say thank you in chat. You know what, Will? I actually have to thank you, Will, for recommending that we fly this airplane. You've been the advocate of me flying this airplane. You've been telling me for quite some time that I should be flying this aircraft a little bit more, and so thank you for kicking my ass into gear last week. Will actually did something good, chat. Can we get some no floaties in chat for Will as well? Convincing me in a sense to fly this airplane, letting me know how good it is. So you're doing some good, Will. Thank you. Hey, Cap, any thoughts on another community fly event? Yes, we're going to get one into... we're going to get one before we go to Flight Sim Expo. We will. Shervin and Bluebird, thank you guys again for the support. I truly do appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, we're going to do another community flying event before I leave for World Flight. So looking at the schedule towards the end of the month. So I leave on the 4th, which is a Saturday. I'm thinking on the Sunday the 20... No, I can't do Sunday the 29th because that's going to be members. Saturday the 28th. Wait. Saturday the 28th, is that... Okay, maybe Thursday the 2nd then, I guess we might have to do the community fly-in. It's going to be weird because the 28th is across the pond. The 29th is our members only stream. The 30th is a Monday and the 2nd is a Thursday. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out, but we will be there. We'll do one before we go. There's downtown Toronto. There is City Center. I actually got to recently depart a Q400 out of there, which was really cool in real life. It was a lot of fun. I was getting back to the older aircraft instead of the usual 73s and A320s. I agree, man. I agree. Captain USA, don't ask those questions, man. Jesus. Wish someone would develop a 727 for Microsoft. I'm sure at some point somebody's going to end up making all of these airplanes, man. You know, with a platform like this, and I think just the general possibilities of you know how many people you can reach within the market, I think that we're going to get, you know, I always say give it another couple years. I know it's already been 3 years since the release of this sim, which is crazy to think about, but give it some more time, and I think we're going to get all the airplanes. I think we'll have all of the options available to us. Pretty safe to say that Microsoft is the best default aircraft. Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Sonny, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Can we see Daisy? I don't know where she is. There is a dev working on a 727. Ah, well, there you go. Hello, Cap. How are you? What storage do you use for Microsoft? Probably SSD. Skypilot, good to see you, my friend. So, I have a lot of add-ons. I'm sponsored. I basically can get any scenery and aircraft and stuff. I just have to reach out to sponsors. So I have a ton of sceneries, aircraft, utilities for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So my simulator itself runs on a 1 terabyte M.2. So the simulator is just installed, just the simulator and like the basic default aircraft and stuff. And the basic default components are installed on a 1 terabyte M.2, and then all of my scenery, all of my programs, everything that runs not on the base sim is installed in a 4 terabyte SSD, Western Digital Blue 4 terabyte SSD. So I use 2, so it's got an M.2 for the simulator, and yeah. Nope, the default X-Plane 12 A330 is where it's at. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm going to disagree, and I know you're just joking, but yeah. The EA Sports FIFA of Microsoft. I don't know about that. Microsoft is the FIFA of flight simulation. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. They'll release a new copy every 3 years. I mean, that's nothing new. I guess you're too young to remember that Microsoft used to come out every 2 years with a brand new simulator. So we had FS98, FS2000, FS2002, FS2004, FSX. So every 2 years they used to come out with a new simulator. So you know what, man? Every 4 years, as long as they continuously upgrade the simulator, I am perfectly fine with that, man. And you know what's funny? I love how like people always throw Microsoft thinking that it's them. X-Plane does the exact same thing, just to let you know. So does P3D. All simulators do. Every single simulator platform out there releases a new version of the sim every 2 to 4 years. So let's keep things into perspective. Let's not harp on Microsoft for doing something that everybody else does in the community, right? So FIFA's a money grab and a game is bad comparison. Yes, I know. He's obviously, like I said, he's maybe not well versed in the simulator world. He doesn't quite understand how the simulators work. Does the X-Plane 12 A330 still have a Boeing FMC? No, he does not. You can now get an 8 terabyte M.2 SSD drive. Crazy how much that info. How much does that cost? How much does that cost? You know how they work? I don't think you do. You do, but that's okay. Gap, what's for lunch today? I'm not sure. I don't know. Whatever my meal plan is. Yeah. Train Sim World is the FIFA simulation industry. Maybe, I don't know. I don't pay attention to the whole flight, the Train Sim World and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I just never got into trains. Yeah. Not only Sims, every single game releases a new copy every couple of years. It's just part of making it better and adding new things. Nothing wrong with that. I would agree with you. Yeah, like I said, as long as they're advancing the technology and as long as things are getting better and it's not just a straight copy paste, perfectly fine with that, you know? Perfectly fine. Alrighty, climbing through 28,000 feet already. Again, this airplane simply incredible with the amount of climb power that this aircraft has. Even like when we're trying to build up speed, it's like 2,000 feet per minute. It's absolutely incredible, man. Just had a little bit of a weather change and watch what happens now. Gonna keep climbing 3,000 feet per minute up and around there. It's wild. 12 minutes after the takeoff, we're already almost at 30,000 feet. Found an 8 terabyte M.2 for 1,000 USD. It's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, it's pretty wild, though, the fact that you can get an 8 terabyte M.2. Man. That's wild, dude. Is 2024 going to be a new game? Yes, it will. Starting on the Commodore C64 with FS95. I remember the first sim that I can remember installing by myself and having was like FS98. And I remember it was a hand-me-down from my grandfather because I believe FS2000 had just come out. And I had a second-hand computer and I used to sit at home. I don't know, I would have been 10, 11 years old. I used to sit at home with my Logitech gamepad. I didn't even have, I think I still have, yeah, like basically the same Logitech gamepad that I have. That was the first one that I remember. Now, I obviously continued, like I said, every new simulator that would come out, my grandfather would give me the hand-me-down, right? So when FS 2002 or 2004 came out, I would get the older version and I would play that for years. And then I kind of stopped. And then I remember like going through, I kind of stopped because it wasn't cool to do flight sim in high school. So I kind of stopped and I got into more like Call of Duty and Battlefield and games with those, you know, first-person shooters and stuff. And then when I was in university, when I was 21 or 22, I found my old copy of FSX that I bought, and I installed FSX on my Alienware gaming laptop with SLI 670Ms, 1 gigabyte NVIDIA cards. SLI'd them because I needed it for like blueprints. We were doing blueprint and stuff in school, so I needed a powerful laptop. AFCAD stuff, if you know, you know, like 3D rendering and modeling and stuff. Yeah, then I got into FSX, and then I started, that was like my first sim. I used to just, man, Freeware A321, Air Canada livery, Freeware Q400s, just fly them everywhere. And then from FSX, I jumped to X-Plane. I bought X-Plane 9, and then a couple months later, X-Plane 10 came out, and I got a voucher. Because I bought X-Plane 9, I had like a voucher for X-Plane 10. So I immediately picked up X-Plane 10, and that's when I was just, I'd basically been hooked ever since then. That was in, I don't know, that would have been 11 years ago when I bought X-Plane 10. About 11 years ago. I bought the discs, the whole 8 discs, or was it 10 discs? Might have been 8 or 10 discs. Yeah. Basically been hooked since then. So I haven't been in like the flight sim as a lot of other content creators and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of other content creators that have been like Chewy, for example, and stuff like these guys have been doing it for so long. So it is pretty crazy. We're going to go to our NitRef. We're going to hit that again, and we're going to bump our cost index up. We're going to go to like 35 on the cost index. Should be good for our cruise. Should bump us up just slightly, maybe Mach 0.78. Actually, yeah, Mach 0.78 on the cruise, which is perfectly fine. We've got a nice, only a 6 knot tailwind. That's kind of surprising. I figured we would have a lot more of a tailwind, but I missed the CLS 747 100, 200, 300 for FSX. I never bought any, I never owned any payware airplanes. I owned payware airports. I had a bunch of Fly Tampa. I had like Fly Tampa St. Martin, Fly Tampa Toronto, Fly Tampa Montreal. I bought scenery for FSX. Never bought an airplane. I remember seeing like the PMDG 737 and stuff. I remember seeing like, I don't know, I forget what it was, $89 or $79 or something. And I remember thinking like, I will never spend that kind of money on an airplane. Fuck. Here we are, chat. But yeah, I remember like the first time seeing the Payware airplane model and being like, nope, not for me. My first ever Payware airplane. Are you guys ready for this one? I kid you not. My first ever Payware airplane was the Jar Design A320 Neo for X-Plane 10. That was my very first Payware airplane. And that's kind of crazy if you think about it. First ever. Yeah, that was my first ever Payware airplane. I got it for $59.99. $59.99. And do you know what my second Payware aircraft ever was? The Flight Factor 757. Yeah, the Flight Factor 757. Those were my two first. It was the Jar Design, and then about a month and a half later, I had a good job. I was working welding at that time. And I bought the 757. That was my second airplane ever. Pretty crazy, right? A lot of people would think like, oh man, you've been in this for a while, like you must have owned. Nope, I used to freeware like crazy, man. I was a freeware aficionado. Yeah. At least it wasn't the Captain Sim 777. True. Yeah. We don't talk about that RT2000. I can't stop you from doing whatever you do, but no, I always legitimately bought my planes. I always legitimately bought my scenery. I was very, I remember having friends in the community when I first got into this in FSX and X-Plane, and they would always show me links to these websites, and they'd always show how like they would, you know, get the PMDG planes for free, and they would do all those stuff. And I never, you know, one, I never wanted to like download that type of stuff onto my computer. That's Kingston, by the way, down there, Chad. Or well, no, that might be Trenton. Is that Kingston or Trenton? Might be Trenton. The air base. Where the hell are we? Yeah, it's Trenton. That's the that's one of our military bases. We got a bunch of C-146s and stuff that are parked down there. It's a cool little airport. Kingston's actually up here a little bit more. Right there. It's kind of similar because it's out on the lake, a different runway, but Les and I have flown there. Les O'Reilly is, we've gone to Kingston and back to Ottawa in an afternoon. First Payware was for FSX, the Airbus collection. Very cool. Yeah. This is the first time I'm seeing Sunrock on YouTube instead of Discord. What, really? He's here all the time. Just for the default in FSX, I own the PMDG 73 ATR Phoenix 5OR. Yep, same as me, man. Same as me, Juan. Yeah. You had a bootleg PMDG on FSX. I think a lot of people did. Like I said, I never fell into that category. I always felt it was always important to like support developers and you know, pay their dues and but I was never into like Payware airplanes and stuff in my FSX days. No. First add-on was the Tollus A321. Nice. It's a great first add-on. I'm borrowing seat 2As. Apologies, seat 2A. Nice. First Payware was the Tollus 319. See? There you go. Canada, the nicest country in the world, needs military installations, mostly to protect the poutine. Yes, exactly. Don't you come across that border to get my poutine. I don't know why they're there. That's just, I think, where they do a lot of the training, Brett. Still want the 340-600 for Microsoft. Kind of reminds me of the 707. Yeah, a modern 707 or something. Project Airbus in FSX was killer. Don't ever remember that. Yeah. Dan, celebrating 11 months. Huge no floaties to you, Dan. Thank you very much for the support, man. I appreciate you, dude. Incredibly kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 11 months as a first class member. One more month and you've got the 1 year badge, my man. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cap, what food do we get on today's flight? Food? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Too short. Too short of a flight. No food service today, my friends. I'm sorry. We may get some Biscoffs. I don't know if Air Transat. It's been probably a decade since I've flown Air Transat. I don't remember if they serve anything. I don't think they do. Any black box A320 CD-ROM users here in FS 2002? Fuck, man. No. You know what? You know what though, V1? I remember my grandfather my grandfather used to buy all of the add-ons, and I remember the only reason I remember that V1 is because they would always come in like those weird sleeves, and he used to subscribe to like this flight sim magazine, and they would send demos, like a demo on a disc. You know, you'd get the magazine and you'd flip through it and there would be like a demo of an airplane on a disc. God, dude, I feel way too old now, man. I remember those days, dude. I remember going over and he would have some new airplane installed and he'd be trying to learn it and he'd be trying to fly with it and he'd have his joystick. He had like a weird desk, but it was like almost like you would like slot into the desk and then you'd have his joystick and his throttle on like either side like this. Man, dude, the fold in the magazines to see if there was a disc. I'm telling you, man, those were the days. Those were the days. I remember he used to get, man, what was I can't remember. I was probably 7 years old when all of this was going on. But he used to have oh man, I wish I could think of the company. Was A2A around back then? I can't remember, but it was like there was always a company that had like the Piper Seneca. They had like a bunch of different airplanes. They were like would focus more on general aviation planes, and they would send that. Man, I wish I could know, dude. Gotta give it up for Alex for the win. Well done for the cause. He's killing it, dude. He's killing it, man. I thought you were walking away with it this month, Huskers. Carenado, might have been Carenado. Man, I wish I could remember. But I always just found it so fascinating. He would get this, monthly, the monthly magazine of all the flight sim stuff. I wish I could remember what the magazine was. But there was always like demos and stuff like that. There was like demos for like different simulators and demos for different products, and you'd get like 30 minutes of playtime or something like that, and then it would just like continuously ask you to purchase the program or purchase man, those were the days. Everything was a lot more simple back then, wasn't it? Holy. Justin, my man, 32 months. Huge no floaties to you, dude. Thank you very much, sir, for the support. I appreciate you. 4 months away from that 3-year. It might have been PC Pilot. It had to have been PC Pilot, right? Like, weren't they the big ones? They had to have been. And, like, you could buy their magazines, like, if you went into, like, Staples. Do you remember, like, Staples back in the day? Or you'd go into, like, any of, like, the PC shops, and they would have the whole wall of the magazines that you could go, and they'd all have different... It had to have been that one. Had to have been that one. So, like, these are the things where, like, you wish, man... Like, now that I'm so much more into this hobby and, like, I do this now, this is where I wish, like, my grandparents were still around, like, my grandfather was still around, so I could, like, have these conversations with him and be like, Grandpa, do you remember this? Like, do you remember? Like, I remember this. It's crazy, man. It's crazy the things that you remember that you pick up in life sometimes. Like, you don't think about it at the time as it being something, like, detrimental or, like, that you're going to remember this 30 years down the line. But here we are 25 years later, and like we're thinking and remembering what it was like to own or see these magazines with the sleeve in the back that had like a demo for like some, like, I remember getting demos for like milsim games back in the day. What was the what was the milsim back then? Something Combat, not Ace Combat, but there was something Combat. I remember those too. You'd always get those. Always would get those. The free demo. Man. Jane's? Could have been Jane's. Could have been... It was Jane's. It was. 100% it was Jane's. Yep. I remember those too. Yep. Oh, dude. We lived through the golden years, man. I'm telling you. It will never get... Combat Flight Sim was... That was later on. That was like in like the early 2000s, I feel. But like I'm going even further back. I'm talking like we're in the 90s. We're in the 90s right now. I do remember Jane's. That's, man, oh man. It'll never be that good again. It just won't happen. Nope. Things you most remember are the ones they marked on you, even though you don't feel it at the time. 100%, man. 100%. It's crazy, It's crazy.
Huskers, I'll let you take my seat up front. Amy is pretty tame these days. I'm back here with a fun girl, Candy with an I. I assure you, She's back here giving out first-class service. Wink,
Jesus
wink.
Christ. This guy, man. Huge no floaties to you, Mr. Seat 2A. Thank you for the continued support. Huskers, you're good to go. He's given up the seat for today. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. You know what, Chad? I really got to say, they actually did improve the ortho in Canada quite a bit. It's still a little bit sketchy in some places, but for the most part, ever since they did the whole Canada update, they actually did a pretty decent job. Maybe it's just this leg through... this is probably the busiest sector in Canada. Maybe apart from like Vancouver to Calgary or Edmonton, but the Montreal to Toronto, this is a very busy route. But I feel like they've done a pretty good job with the ortho imagery and stuff like that. There's not too many, you know, weird spots or clouds or anything like that. I believe Ottawa's actually up there. There's the Ottawa River. I'm pretty sure we're just south of Ottawa. If we look here, yeah, we are. I can literally... It's weird when you live in a place for so long, you can just tell by the river where you are. It's Ottawa right here. Pretty cool. Top of descent is coming up. Top of descent. What are we on? We're going to be on the HAB 7, and our altitude's going to be 4,210 knots at Titus. So let's bug up 4,000. We'll go ahead and pre-select that. We'll get our P descent, which stands for profile descent, which we should hit here once we hit our profile. There we go. Cool. We're looking good. About to reinstall FSX to use my 7.5. I can still download it after all these years. That's pretty cool, actually. Yep. P30 looks like Infinite Flight now. I wouldn't say that. Doesn't like Infinite Flight not have like trees and stuff like that? And buildings, 3D buildings? Didn't Canada get a world update? They did one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they actually did like a decent job. Like the ortho imagery down there, that looks good. It's basically what Canada looks like. A ton of green and a ton of fields, farmer fields. 3D buildings are added now. Ah, well, there you go. Moose 1 retro ops up to Yellowknife. We do need to go, you know what we need to do this winter, AJ? We do need to go back to Iqaluit. We need to do that flight from Ottawa to Iqaluit in the, the hell's the airline that does that one? We need to do that again. It messed up our YOW in getting weird elevations. Well, he put out a scenery. He put out a scenery fix, Les. I don't have weird elevations in Ottawa anymore. I did it first. Air North, thank you. I did it first, but then he put out an update for Ottawa, and that fixed all my issues. I don't have any crazy elevation issues. So update 13 really hit hard. I had to completely uninstall Microsoft and reinstall. Joey, you know what, man? As much as this sucks, you're not alone. I know a lot of people have had to do the same thing. Canadian Northwards with First Air, I believe so. Still have some issues near some of the hangars. Huh. Like the GA hangars, or... I don't ever really... I guess you would know more than me over there. What gate are you going to be at in Montreal? Good question. Let's check Flight Radar 24 and see where they went. Oh, they're on the back side. I don't know if we can go there. I think we're going to go to the corner. 115 or 15B. Probably 15B. Actually, no, we'll probably go 15. We'll go right on the edge, right on the corner. But there you go. We started our descent into Montreal. Let's see what the weather's doing in Montreal. See if anything has changed, actually. YUL, weather. Winds are calm. 30-mile visibility. Few at 25,000. 21 degrees. I mean, Chad, isn't that like the most perfect weather? Calm winds, 21 degrees. 3024 on the altimeter. A little bit high pressure, but the weather here right now, I would say the last 2 weeks, if you live in southern Ontario like I do, the last two to 3 weeks have been nicer than our entire summer. It is absolutely perfect right now, this weather. The white one on the roof, the A-pillars where the Nav Canada keeps their planes. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Apparently it's pronounced Montreal. Well, yeah, if you say it in French, Montreal. Yes, that would be it is. But to everybody else that doesn't speak French, Montreal. Yeah. What's the best scenery for Toronto? Fly Tampa, bar none. There's not even a challenger. Fly Tampa, Toronto. All day, every day. What happens to explain if 2024 ends up having superior flight model? we're going to have to wait and see, man. I don't like to speculate. I still think it's always going to be an option. Like I said, I don't think X-Plane's going anywhere. I think X-Plane has its devoted development group and its devoted user base. I don't see X-Plane going anywhere. I think it's going to always be a valid option. Hell, man, I enjoyed my time flying in it like 2 weeks ago when we flew in it. I enjoyed it. So, I don't think X-Plane's going anywhere. I think what you're going to start to see is, like I mentioned, I think there's just going to be more and more and more and more releases coming from Microsoft, and I think it's just going to start pushing X-Plane kind of into the back burner. You just won't you know, hear much about it. That's if, I mean, Les, they've already gone over that. I mean, Microsoft said that they could go and get the certification, but they've decided not to. They just said it's not worth it to them to spend all that money trying to get the certification. Like, it doesn't mean anything to them. Basically, they don't need the extra money, is basically what Microsoft is saying. We don't need to spend the money to get, you know, to get the simulator fully. Yeah, it'll be stagnant. I kind of already think it is mofo, but I think it'll be even more stagnant. There are some projects that are going on for X-Plane right now, but I mean, Alex is crazy. He donated $500. Absolute madman. Thank you to him for the support. He is, man. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Which cities in Canada have French as their first language? A lot of cities, actually, to be honest with you, man. French is, you know, you don't have to be in Quebec to speak French. Like where I live in Ottawa, it is very bilingual. I would say about probably like a 60-40 or even a 50-50 split between the city speaking French or the city speaking English. There's a lot of French in Canada, man. Even like way up past, like when you start getting into New Brunswick and Newfoundland and Halifax and Nova Scotia, they still speak French up there as well. So yeah, can you show the livery? Sure. Go, man. Air Transat, beautiful livery. Cap, do you have, what chair do I have? I use the Secret Labs Titan. Secret Labs Titan from 2019 or 2020, I believe. 2020, I think, actually. Are you fluent in French? Je peux parler français. I can speak French. I can understand French. I'm not very good, though. I wouldn't say I'm fluent. I wouldn't quite say I'm fully bilingual. I can have a conversation, a basic conversation in French. I can understand French. In school, I was in French immersion till grade 8. Yeah. Top 3 liveries and why? I don't really have favorite liveries or like think about favorite liveries at that. I mean, obviously Air Canada, the new Air Canada livery is by far my favorite, dude. The black and red and white with the raccoon eyes on the windows, man, just stunning. WestJet's livery is nice. Air Transat livery, this is the old Air Transat livery. I do like this one as well, but I'm going to be a little bit biased. I live in Canada. I don't get to see a lot of the other airlines fly around, so. Went to Montreal in 2012. I felt like I was in France with the building designs, the culture, language, the food. 100%. 100%. Yeah, it is definitely a unique place in Canada. That's for sure. Air Canada livery on the 7.3 and the 7.8 looks insane. I can't wait to fly on the MAX. Get to fly on the MAX in like 30 days. 32 days. Yeah, 32 days. Any retro livery is top tier. I would agree. Yeah. We have a website, the government of Canada, pick your francophone community outside of Quebec. Really? There you go. I believe it. I believe it. People think Cap does scientific analysis of liveries in his free time. How often do you refresh your system install in Sims? Rarely, to be honest with you. I usually dread the day that I have to do a Sim reinstall. I don't know. I think I've reinstalled this Sim once in the 3 years that it's been out. And that was because I was having some crazy issues after a world update. Something didn't sync properly. The Air Jamaica? Oh, dude, the old school Air Jamaica livery is gorgeous. I do agree. There you go, college dude. Sweet. Also don't care much about liveries, but the Air New Zealand all black 777s, that's what I mean. For me to go through and like to think about all the liveries, there are so many great liveries out there. Like remember, like a lot of these airlines are hiring artists and stuff like that to make these liveries for them, right? Hell, even like the Delta livery on a 737 or Southwest livery, the Heart 1 livery, or even some of the special. Beautiful, man. If I speak just English, I get along everywhere in Canada, just places where I just speak French. English is the standard universal language in Canada. For the most part, you should be able to get by. I mean, if you went to like Quebec City or Montreal, you may run into a couple people that just probably don't know what you're saying, but apart from that, you should be perfectly fine anywhere in Canada speaking English. Oh, don't you know the Canadian accents, eh? Does your PM speak French? Yes. His name is Justin Trudeau. Can't forget about the Merca. Love the Astrojet for American. Yes, beautiful. Do I have a favorite aircraft? Not really, man, to be honest with you. I'm an av geek. If it's a commercial jet, I probably like it. So English is basic in Canada. It is the primary language, yes. Spanish is better than French. Well, we're not going to start that war here. I can only fly Airbus. Is that true that there's significant more work in a Boeing cockpit? Boeing is definitely more hands-on, especially the 737. When you start moving up to like the, you know, the newer Boeings, the 777s, the 78s, stuff like that, they're a lot more automated. But the 737, the 75, the 76, yes, they're very hands-on airplanes. A lot of buttons and switches and knobs and stuff, so... I don't know anything about North America politics, hence why I ask. It's okay. You think US or Canada? What do you mean? I live in Canada. Green cabbage is better than purple cabbage. Fight me. We're going to talk about Twitch girls today? No, how dare we? How dare we? I think it's genuinely hilarious though, man. Like, just go over to Twitch right now and just see what pops up. Just see what this is what I'm talking about, dude. Just go to Twitch and go to live channels and just just oh man. It's a gaming website, by the way. Gaming website. What do you think about WT-74 and 787 now? Working title, we're going to fly them next week, so I guess we'll see, man. We're going to fly them both next week, the working title 787 and the 747. Next week's going to be a fun week. See what pops up. Yeah, exactly, Ted. You got it. All right, let's go to YUL approach. We're going to plan 24 right. We'll bug that up. We'll have a quick little look-see here. Let's go and get some frequencies, 1119 and 237. 111.9. 237 on the front course, and then we'll get some minimums in here. 237. Good. And we have a minimum of full 306. So we'll go to init, next page, or sorry, 306. Good. Put that into our MDA. Beautiful. And we are through 18,000, so we should have had these on. That's good. That's good. That's all set. That's good. Cool. Everything else looks good there. Strobe was auto, but I'm going to switch it to on. What routes do you have planned for next week? I don't know yet, Randy. I don't know yet, man. I got to look. I got to check. I got to see what's going on. Thursday, I'm looking to do some cargo hops in the 747 on Thursday. Some short cargo hops somewhere around the UK. I don't know if there are any UK 747s flying around that are short. I don't know, dude. I'll have to figure it out. I think the 310 is the best detailed long hauler exists in Microsoft. It's fantastic. I do agree with you on that. We'll see, college dude. I may end up doing like a real world American or Delta flight from somewhere into White Plains, because they do American, Delta, JetBlue, Southwest, I think, as well. They fly into White Plains, so we'll end up seeing. We'll end up trying to figure something out. That's for sure. All right, I do see Montreal right over there. International Airport off the St. Lawrence. British Airways World Cargo 747-800. Is that a thing? Droke said he wants all the default aircraft to be detailed as they can be, so the A320neo by iniBuilds makes sense. Yep. UCAP was just watching some of the old streams and heard that old intro music, the nostalgia. Yeah. Can you fly the Dark Star in a long haul? Not really my type of thing, man, to be honest with you. Not really my thing. I think we have to set, I don't know if, I think you just set MDA. I don't think you have to set this as well for 200, but we're going to set it as well. Because that's our decision height and that's our MDA. I think you have to set both, I'm not quite sure. I think you set one or the other. Used to be? Okay. I really like the 310 because it's a mix of old and more automated aircraft. It is, yeah. Dark Star long haul is about 35 minutes. I was just going to say, can't you fly across the U.S. in like less than an hour? You don't need to insert the decision height? Okay, thank you. Someone's going around in Montreal. The A310 is like a Boeing and an Airbus had a baby. I feel like it's Boeing, Airbus, and McDonnell Douglas. This airplane definitely feels like an old school MD as well. Like just like the way that it's designed, the overhead panel. Like look at this overhead panel. It's crazy, man. There's so much going on up here. It reminds me of like an old, it reminds me of like the MD-80, to be honest with you. This overhead panel reminds me of an MD-80. Very weird airplanes. Very weird. What is the A310 max range? I think it's like 5,000 nautical miles or something like that. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty damn impressive. Alright, I think we have a speed restriction right now at 250 knots. Note we're just below 10,000, so 250 knots. We do have a restriction here at Titus. 210 knots. So the aircraft should maintain that. We're still on P descent, and we are on nav. I'm going to sync up our heading. We're currently at 060, kind of, yeah. We're going to want to make a right turn to about 180. When the time's right, probably, something like that. Actually, I guess we'll go to like 160, and then we'll make the turn. Don't kill us? Hey, man, come on. How long have you been, well, how long have you been watching my streams? Never, ever, ever. We have quite a good track record on streams for not killing people. Was trying an old Air India route in the 310 JFK EGGL VIDP. Unfortunately, it crashed the desktop every time you're close to India. Something about the install then. Something's not working with the install. Is there a return leg today? Absolutely there is, Rocco. Yes. We're having a return leg. Have you ever crashed on landing in a heavy? No. We've never crashed on landing, man. I mean, the only other time we did is when we had no brakes. Remember the Zebo? The Zebo into Chicago Midway? We had no brakes. Like, they just stopped working. We're going to go level change 210. That's really the only time on landing that we crashed. The other time that we crashed was when we flew into the Hurricane in St. Martin in the 777. On the go-around, we crashed. And then the only other one was in the Zebo mod when the weather updated. I forget where we were flying. We were flying into Pittsburgh, and the weather updated, and it put us in the middle of a cloud, and then we fell out of the sky. Those are really the only 3 crashes that we have. Did an accidental gear up landing one time. That was the early days. There you go. Yeah. CVG, yeah, but that's not really my fault. The CVG with the terrain issues, we can't really blame, like, you know. Sure, I guess it happened, but do we count that one? I guess sure, if you want to count that one, we can count that one. But I'm talking like legitimate like reasons. All right, we're gonna go heading select. We are still on descent mode. Down to 3,000 now is what we'll take this to. I think we can intercept at 3,000 if we look at the approach chart. Yeah, 3,000 at Lana. So we are currently making our right turn at max odd, 210 knots between 4 and 3. We're at 4,800, 4,900. It's perfectly fine. She never crashed in Microsoft. Have we crashed in Microsoft, chat? I don't think so. I don't know. Yesterday I had a weird issue while landing. The autopilot and the autothrottle disconnected. I, for the love of God, could not get more power while on final approach. Thankfully, I managed to land with the speed that I had. Oof. That's never good. That is never good, Hugo. But hey, you know what? At least you got it down, right? At least you got it down, my friend. All right, let's keep that turn going here. We'll go like 200 for the intercept. Should be good. Let's go ahead and go to vertical speed, and we'll descend at about 500 feet per minute. I'm going to arm our land switch. I'm also going to bug this down to ILS. Should get localizer alive here momentarily. And we are currently on glide slope, so that's good. I'll descend that. Can bring our speed to 190. We're perfect on glide path right now. We'll get a nice continuous descent. There's the what the hell's, why am I, Sky Dome? Sky something? Yep, sure. Localizer, star captured. Glide slope, star captured. Beautiful. Let's go slats and flaps, 15 degrees. What was our approach speed today? We're looking at 139. 139. Ground spoilers are armed. We'll go ahead and get our auto brake on. Oh wait, hold on, I have to lock gear. Auto brake, good. Alright, cool. And glide slopes captured. We are descending nicely. I'll bring our speed back to 180.
Transat 245 to Air Transat 571. We'll let you continue your final, and we'll be second for you.
Alright, landing lights on, nose lights on, good. That's all set. We're at about 7 miles now. We'll wait till we see 2,500 pop up here, and then we can go gear and rest of our slats and flaps. Why don't you play P3D for a stream? So here's the thing with P3D, Roger. I really thought about getting P3D before Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, and it's just too much money to invest, dude. I mean, even for one stream to bring the quality that I would want to put forth in a stream, it's just not there, man. I would have to spend so much money on, you know, terrain products and scenery and cameras, and just too much needs to get done, man, in order to enjoy P3D at its fullest. I'm just not willing to spend that kind of money, man. Yeah. Landed at Kaysan, Kai-Tak, and London in SBRG, some overruns with the gear up, and had some no brake action. I don't know, it's been weird when we had the no brakes, to be honest with you. All right, slats and flaps full. We're at 160 knots. All of our lights are on, we're looking good. We'll call Montreal traffic 5 mile final. It's Montreal traffic, Transat 571, 5 mile final, 24 right. It's Montreal.
Happy landing.
Yocap, once my sim crashed during a 6-hour long haul, my reaction was something like, oh, it's happened to us as well, man. We've had a lot of those on X-Plane. The good old X-Plane days. All right, I want to hand fly it. Beautiful weather. Sounds are up. Let's enjoy this, shall we? Once again, this stream is sponsored by the wonderful team over at Thrustmaster. If you want to know any more information about the products that you see me using, don't forget to click the link up above. All right, cool. My airplane. Good. Beautiful. Sounds are up. Enjoy, guys. And we'll be vacating to the left. Beautiful visuals coming in here as well. So happy we finally have a Montreal scenery.
200.
Happy to say we're a little bit high. Glide slope says we're bang on.
300.
There we go. We'll ride it a little bit lower on the glide slope, I guess.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Nose down gently. Reversers out. Decelerating. Felt good. Surprised we got a 208. Knots, reverser stowed. Auto brake goes off, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome down to Montreal. Not bad. Not too shabby. I feel like I'm flaring a little bit too early with this still. I have to fly it a little bit more into the ground. It does have like a low profile-ish to the ground. There you go. Happy with that one. Perfectly fine. Acceptable landing. We'll go for the nice butter back into Toronto. We'll also call that we're clear. Montreal traffic, Transat 571 is clear of runway 24 right. Montreal. Okay, we need to park at the domestic gates between 1 and 50. Yes, we're going to 15B is where we're going to. We're going to make a left up here. Let's go ahead and go ground spoilers and flaps clean. Crossing the runways, keeping our speed up so we can get into the gate nicely. Beautiful. Good flight. We're going to get our landing lights off, nose light over to taxi, strobe lights off. Good. Runway turn-offs off, wing lights off, and we'll go APU master start switch to the on position. How do you switch between tiller and rudder? I remember you need to change the options in the tablet. Yeah, I think it's just in the options. They may have removed it or fixed it, but yeah. Alex, take care, man. Thanks for everything you did today, dude. I truly do appreciate you, man. You're going to be up on that leaderboard for a full month, man. Thank you, dude. Man, the best is this one, Andy.
Stop rudder input. Stop rudder input.
It's my favorite call sign, I think, in any commercial airline. 53 minutes on the time, chat. 53 minutes. I think we're scheduled. We're a little bit late. We're 3 minutes late. We're scheduled at 50. We're scheduled at 50 minutes bang on. We were 53 minutes. Did I not set? I could have sworn we set. No, we didn't. I don't know. Maybe I just hit it by accident. Price is Right rules closest to landing rate without going over. We used to have a landing rate monitor game, but then Google became super strict on like what add-ons you can, what programs and stuff you can be running. Weird. GSX, we should give us, looking for gates. So like a show all gates, no?
Taking the high-speed exit for Montreal traffic.
Okay, we're just going to go into the stand. I don't know what this Rouge is doing, so we're just going to go in front of him. Twitch allows it? I know. Maybe I should just quit streaming and go over on Twitch. Eh, Ted?
American 245 clear 24 right.
Yo, Cap, first time on Batson, be like, easy 10, 17 request engine start. You don't have to start, and you don't have to usually request an engine start. Unless you're flying in Europe. Europe has weird-ass rules sometimes, right? So keep that in mind. All right, let's go ahead and spool up the APU. I don't know where the gate is in GSX, so we'll just go park ourselves up over here. All right, good first leg, guys. We're going to be going back to Toronto momentarily. If you did enjoy that, please don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. Thanks everybody for being here today. I do appreciate it. And this is where we want to be. 15. Go and get the nose light off. And we'll go and get ourselves into the stand. Nice corner stand for our big old jet. Should be good right about there, we'll call it. Park brake is on. Upstairs, APU is on and available. Go ahead and flip our APU bleed system on. We'll go ahead and shut them down. Light them up. Shut them down, chat. Beacon light comes off. Beautiful. Go to GSX. Operate jet bridge. We'll go Swissport. Here comes the jet bridge. What a perfect flight, my friends. How do we do on the parking? Okay, actually not too bad. Chat, what do we rate that parking? Shit, that's actually almost perfect. Could have gone a little bit more forward, but I mean, come on. For no guidance system and we end up parking right on the 3? I mean... Come on now, chat. That was some bougie parking right there. I'll give you guys this view right here like that. Cool. Sweet. Wonderful. And let's go ahead and request deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Beautiful. Sweet. Cool. Great first leg, my friends. I hope you guys enjoyed that one into Montreal. And we'll probably end up planning for 2-4 left on our departure here out of Montreal. There's that view right there. Beautiful.
Passengers
Cool.
deboarding starting.
Sweet. Let's get some tunes bumping for the next little bit. And we're going to go ahead and start programming up our next flight. All right. Let's go to... New flight. Transat. And we're going CYUL. Over to CYYZ. Good. Going to be in the 310. iniBuilds. And we'll go with like a almost full load. 231 passengers is what we'll go with. We'll generate that. Good. Let that do its thing. Cool. Need to be a 5-hour A310 flight. That'd be fun. Like I said, if we don't have something out by the time we do cross the pond, we'll definitely take this airplane across the pond. So that will definitely be an option. For sure. The baggage driver nearly had her head taken off. They're pretty reckless. Use GSX. They're reckless, man. They are reckless. All right, cool. Give me a second.
Montreal traffic rouge 1421 taking off runway 24 left.
Sim Toolkit Pro gave us a 181, chat. Just for your information. 181, so if we take the, whatever it was, 208 and 181 and we combine them, give us the middle. It felt smoother than a 208, but that's just me. All right. Is the music Epidemic Sounds? It is, yes. Right next to you, Cap, to your right. Sounds good. Considering that baggage person died in Montreal, they need to take it a little easy. Too soon? Way too soon. Too soon. Way too soon. All right, cool. Ooh. There's a that Air Canada Rouge just departing out of there as well. Very cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump back inside the aircraft here. We're going to go and we're going to reset the aircraft. So we're going to come to this tab. We're going to go on GPU and we're going to reset it. Good. I think that just reset everything. That's good. Now we can kind of enjoy the deboarding process. And if there's any questions or anything I missed, we can get to that now. Does the Microsoft 310 have a section flight plan? A sectional flight plan or second flight plan? I think it does. I'm not quite sure though. I don't know. If it doesn't, it's because it wasn't supported at the time. I know that. I know that if iniBuilds doesn't include it, it is most likely there unless the airplane didn't have it. I don't know. Who will dethrone the E310 for Microsoft in long hauls? PMDG 777. Probably some other projects that we don't know or announced yet as well, so who knows? Flying in a Dash 8 in 40 minutes. Hope to see you when you land. Damn, sounds good, man. Enjoy it. Again, what cargo we're hauling in the belly to YUL? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what we would be hauling. I'm sure we could think of something. ECAP, so I got that one. When do you think the A220 will come out? I don't know, man. It's hard to say. We haven't had a progress update from those guys in a while. I can't remember when the last time we had a progress update, but I feel like it's been a while. It's Canadian hockey gear for the winter coming ahead. You're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong. All right, they're almost done the deboarding process. Passengers are deboarding very quickly as well. It's beautiful to see. Once they're done this process, we'll go ahead and start the reboarding. So what we can do now is we can jump back inside and we can kind of start configuring the aircraft for the return flight back to Toronto. So what we'll do is we'll come down here. We'll go to our menu tab. We'll go to ACARS. We'll go to SimBrief. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I need to reset. It's basically going to reset everything. So we'll make sure that we do all that. We'll reset everything there. Good. That's all set. Those are all coming on. That's good. We'll get our nav and logo light on. We'll get EPU master start switch on. And we'll get our window heat on. And the rest of that can all stay off for now. We'll deal with that in a second. So if we come down here, we're going to go to the... I didn't mean to do any of that. So we're actually... Company route uplink done. I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. We'll go to the init ref. That's good. We'll align our IRS. Good. That should align. Beautiful. Alternate airport for the return flight is... What is our alternate? Our alternate is Ottawa. Again, CYOW. So we'll go ahead and bug that up here to our alternate. Good. Return. Good. Sweet. We'll go ahead and get the lights on again down here. Got the lights on there as well. Good. Call sign Transat TSC 47 for this return leg. We'll go to flight plans. Montreal departure. The Montreal 2 departure out of 24 left. And that's good. We'll insert that. It's just radar vectors, direct bob key on course. So that's good. We'll come down here. We'll go to Toronto. We'll just keep an eye on the winds here. Let's look at this again. We'll go flights, unload, import, SimBrief, U. Good. Let's go to the Toronto, and we'll go to weather. Winds are variable at 4. So we're going to plan 2-3 for the arrival. So we'll go star. We'll go ILS 23. We're going to be on the Rajid 5 arrival. Find that on the list. There it is there. We want the Tukir transition. Sorry, the Torney transition. And if we have a look here, these are the 1-5 transitions. We don't want that. We want 2-3. Good. Should be from Dugda. And then if I go to Toronto approaches, ILS 23, bug that up. Nudek and Calvi, but I think Calvi's there. Yeah, so we don't have to do that. So that's fine. We can go ahead and insert that. Beautiful. That's going to be our flight plan. Great. If we look outside, I think they're done the deboarding process. They are. We're going to go ahead and restart the... restart the script. Sorry. And we'll go GSX. We'll go SimBrief, okay. Good. It knows we have 231 passengers. We'll go ahead and request boarding. Forgot that I have to reopen it. Request boarding. Okay, wait. Something went weird in that process. I'm going to restart it now. It was already deboarded, but it was saying that it wasn't. Okay, SimBrief, okay. Good. 231 passengers back to Toronto and request boarding. There we go. Swissport. Good. They'll start the boarding process. Good. We can jump back inside and finish off the rest of this. Cool. Let's go to pre-file. We'll file our flight plan here on VATSIM so we can get all that done, taken care of. No, everybody's already on board. Cool. File flight plan. That's good. That's all set. That's good. We'll reconnect on VATSIM. Good. Cool. All right. Awesome. Everything's good. Everything's done. Let's go to weight and balance page. Let's bug up some numbers here. So passenger count for this return leg, 231. It's almost a full airplane. Cargo, we've got 12,732. 732. Confirm. And fuel for the return leg, because we do have a headwind, fuel is 22,214. And we'll enter that. We'll apply the load to the aircraft to see the aircraft do a little bit of a dip. You'll see all that set up there as well. Beautiful. Cool. Looking good. So zero fuel weight, 230.1. So we'll go down here. We'll go to our init ref. We'll go init B, 230.1 on the zero fuel weight. Block fuel we just saw was 22.2, so we'll go 22.2. We'll bug that up to block fuel. And we've got zero fuel weight CG, which we just had right here, will be 25.5. 5.5, good, and we'll throw that into there. Beautiful. Let's go back to our previous page. We're going to go with the cost index initially of, you know what, we're just going to set a cost index of 25 and not touch it. We'll just leave it at that. We're going up to 36,000 feet. We shouldn't have an issue going up to 36,000. All is good there. And the rest of that looks good to me. Beautiful. Let's go and go. That creeped me out. I just saw the passenger walking through there. Okay, that's pretty much it for that. The only thing left to do is we can go to our takeoff and departure page, and we can get some numbers down here. So we just need to remember gross weight 252.3. We'll remember that. We'll actually set that right now. 252.3. And we'll enter that in. Good. Runway length. 9,602 feet. We'll bug that up. Surface conditions are dry. Good. Runway heading is 223. Winds are 200 at 2 knots, 23 degrees. Is that correct or is that not here? I don't think that's correct. I think that's for Montreal. Sorry, I think that's for Toronto. Variable at 2, 3021. Yeah, that's for Toronto. 30.21. Good. Temperature was 22 degrees. Not that really all of this matters all that much, but 30.21. Enter. Good. 252.3 slats and flaps 15, anti-ice off, air conditioning on, calculate V-speeds, flex 59, 34, 36, 50. So we'll go 134, 136. And then 150 once that gets bugged up. Beautiful. Cool. And that's pretty much it. We're essentially good to go. We'll wait for the boarding process. We'll hang out here while all of that's going on. We'll listen to some tunes. And I can come say hello. Dougal, how are you, my friend? Good to see you, dude. Thank you very much for coming to hang out. I hope all is well with you. See you it was good to see you in a couple other streams, man. Welcome back. Good to see you, my friend. Garnet, how are you, my friend? Good to see you as well. Welcome, 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 Hall. Hope all is well. Remember Labatt 50? Is that still sold in Quebec? Absolutely it is, my friend. Yes. Remember Labatt 50? Do you remember Black Ice? Black Ice beer. Oh, it was brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Couple more months, chat. We're going to be doing these ops, and it's going to be completely covered in snow. Crazy. Cap, do you need to change the overlay Twitter logo to X or excuse me? What do you mean? I need to change the overlay Twitter? Oh, I guess. Well, it's still the same thing, but I don't even really go on my Twitter, to be honest with you. Those ice beers, man, back in the day, if you wanted to get wrecked, oh, dude, absolutely. Black Ice and $5 pitcher nights at Ozone when I was 15 and 16. That stuff's dangerous. Black Ice was dangerous. What was it? It was like 8 or 9% beer, wasn't it? Is wine famous in Canada? Not really. We do have some regions that do better with wine. Canada is actually really known for ice wine. Have you ever heard of ice wine? It's they do something with the grapes. The grapes grow in the winter or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. Ice wine. ECAP, confused between a 4070 Ti and a 4080 for 1440p. How long will you think that the 4080 will last before I upgrade? With frame generation, I would go with a 4080. I think that's your better option. I don't know what the price difference is between a 4070 Ti and a 4080, but you probably always want to future-proof your system, right? So I would personally go with a 4080, but yeah. Ice wine is crack. It's so sweet, man. It's like you're drinking sugar wine almost is what it feels like. But I feel like Canada's known for ice wine, aren't we? I feel like that's a thing in Canada, like Niagara and out in BC and stuff, the Okanagan Valley. The grapes were frozen before they turned into wine. Got you. That's what it is. But I know that's a big thing here in Canada. Nobody knows about it outside of Canada? Yeah. Pretty common theme with Canada, right? Nobody knows how good things are here. I don't drink, so I'm not really I wouldn't be the connoisseur to speak to about some of that stuff. Never heard of ice wine here in America? It's good. It's like I said, it's different, you know? Hey Cap, are those cargo boxes full of stretching material? I would assume yes, there's probably some stretching material in there. Welcome to Canada. Cap, is Daisy sleeping? She is. Yes, she is passed out. I don't even know where she is, actually. Either my bed or the couch. One of the two. One of the two areas. Ice wine is also very expensive. Is it really? I never, like I said, I wouldn't be the one to ask for that type of stuff. I remember getting drunk off it once in high school. I do remember that happening. But that's to the extent of it. Still gonna try that truffle cake you were talking about. Not sure why I have it here though. Oh dude, that is proper. Brian, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. What's the flight time to YYZ scheduled? I think it was saying 57 minutes. 52 minutes. 52 minutes, an hour 20 gate to gate. Which probably makes sense because it's Montreal and Toronto. We've got a pretty big taxi here up to 24 left. And then we've got a pretty hefty taxi on the way back once we landed to Toronto as well. Might order me a bottle of ice wine since it's sweet. It is sweet wine. Very sweet. Yeah. It's crazy small quantities because it's so sweet you can barely get it to share it. Yeah, I feel like it's like a dessert. It's like a dessert wine. Does that even make sense? You know how like people have like a nightcap and something like that? Like I feel like it's like one of those. I feel like it's, you have a glass after dinner type deal. You know what I mean? That's probably the best effect of like an ice wine. Yeah, it is a dessert wine. See, there you go. Okay, yeah. Dessert wine is totally a thing. Okay, it's coming from somebody that doesn't drink. I wouldn't know. Apparently, it's a thing. have a bottle after dinner. I don't know if you want to do a whole bottle, but flying from Heathrow Saturday with WestJet 787-900 from Calgary. Nice. Enjoy, my friend. Or sorry, from Toronto. No, Calgary. CYYC. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to get drunk off of it. Yeah. So it's not an all-day box wine ant thing. Oh, man. The box wine. My buddy's girlfriend, now wife at the time, used to drink those, man. We used to make fun of her, dude. We used to make fun of her. She used to buy this big old, like, gallon bucket of, like, wine in a box. In, like, a bag in a box. And we used to make fun of her. We used to say, oh, man. Keeping it classy tonight, aren't we? Box wine is the new milk bags, man. The Costco box wine. This one wasn't even Costco. I don't even know where she was getting it. Boxed wine, man. Ugh. No, thank you. All right. Let's go ahead and upstairs. Let's go and spool up the EPU, shall we? We're sitting with EPU. Let's go and get that. We'll get the galley power on as well. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to flip this to EPU gen. Good. Or sorry, EPU. We'll see the EPU is indeed spooling up, which is good. Always a great sign. Down south, we buy moonshine by the gallon. Is moonshine even any good? Just got into flight sim on Xbox. I assume you would say upgrading to PC would be worth the money. What really are the benefits? Rocco, thanks for the question, man. It's a great question. I mean, some of the most obvious benefits are going to be performance. And third-party add-ons. Those are probably the two biggest things. You're going to get far better performance on a PC with capable specs, and you're also going to have access to a ton more third-party content. So things like the Phoenix A320, you know, things like the BAE jets and stuff like that. There's going to be far more options on the PC. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong if you're just starting off in flight sim. I don't think there's anything wrong with you know, using it on Xbox until you're ready to make the jump over. But when you are ready to make the jump over, it's well worth it in my opinion. Happy Monday, Mr. Midnight Maverick. Good to see you, dude. Welcome back. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Did you end up getting your PC back yesterday? Get it at the LCBO. A few of the regular vendors do them now. Makes the white wine fit in the fridge better for the same product. Okay. So many old names here. I haven't seen in forever. Great to see. It is, Dugal. Yeah. A lot of us, man. Thanks for coming to hang out again. Appreciate it. Senior aircraft livery options. Yes, not having to pay for liveries. That's a huge thing as well. I always forget that that's a thing on Xbox. You have to pay for your liveries. Which is bananas. I don't think I've ever paid for a livery. Who here has paid for a livery, chat? Anybody? Has anybody paid for a livery before? Got the PC back now just to install everything again, and I had all that steel yesterday. Oh, man. Dude. Oh, that steak. You had all that steak yesterday. That's right. You went to Texas to Brazil. Was it good, dude? Good quality? You think it'll be good to go back for World Flight? We'll go back on the Friday of World Flight or something? Yeah, I know. That's what sucks. You have to pay for liveries. But I was just taking a general consensus of chat of whoever has paid for it. So. Hey, Cap, just got my certification from Denver Ground on VATSIM. Hope to see you flying soon. Nice. We definitely will, Jeff. For sure, man. I will I'll have to keep an eye on the channel or shoot me a message in Discord and I can kind of let you know when I plan on flying in. I bought one livery pack before I discovered the free ones. Okay, nothing wrong with that. You learned your lesson, right? That's okay. To be expected. I can't do wine personally, Les. It gives me the worst indigestion, man. The worst heartburn. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I've never been able to enjoy wine. Ever, ever, ever. You pay for the price tags on your t-shirt? My price? What do you mean? Do I pay for the price tags? I actually get these shirts for free now. Been wearing them for so long. Anybody have input lag? I feel like you'd only get input lag if you were having really bad FPS. I start to notice like an input lag when I'm like below 25 FPS. Can't believe this month makes 50 months and I'm subbed, and that's 4 years. The wonderful badge and green name looks so fancy. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how long, you know, we had Daniel the other day celebrating 72 months as a member. It boggles my mind, man. It absolutely boggles my mind. 72 months in a row as a member. I got migraines and drinking Prosecco. Hit the fizzy wine. Normal white is okay. Nah, I can't do it, man. I got in the Air Canada A310 parked next to you. Cool. Are you also going over to Toronto? Forgot about all the online freeware that I came back to simming with 2020. Yes, it's great, isn't it? Ton of freeware stuff, man. Paying for liveries is like paying the price tag. You should never. Got you. Yes, exactly. Discount, discount, discount. How's the 310 fly these days? Dude, you gotta fly it, Maverick. It is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Sorry. I was actually telling chat, if we don't have the A330 or like another option, we're gonna be flying this for cross the pond. We're gonna do the 310 cross the pond, because this is by far the best long haul or wide body aircraft that is available in my opinion right now. Funny how the best liveries are the free ones. It's because they're made by community members, right? People that are actually in the flight sim community, and yeah. Toronto. Tirana. People that live in Toronto probably say Tirana, just because that's how I always do it. I guess it probably also depends on like their, you know, pronunciations. I'm gonna have to. Is there a site that's good to use for retro fights? So what I do, Mav, is I go to, if you go to like Wikipedia, the 310, it'll show you the list of all the operators of the 310. And then it just like, if that airline is still around today, that's what I do. I just call it a retro op, right? So like Air Transat's still around. They operate this flight actually between between Montreal and Toronto in their A330 and their A321 Neos. They use 2 planes on these flights, so I just call it retro ops because they probably would have taken the 310. Pretty sure they would have taken the 310 on this routing as well. This is a pretty, this is the equivalent of like, what's like a super popular flight between like JFK to like Washington or something, you know what I mean? Or JFK to Boston, whatever. It's like one of those, like, really, a lot of people operate this route. There's a lot of business, you know, being conducted between these two cities. What's the biggest sport in Canada? Hockey. Hockey, 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 man. Hockey closely followed by probably soccer now, man. Soccer is really taking over the world. SFO to LAX. Yeah, it's a good one as well. Silicon Valley to, yeah, LA. Cap, when Flight Sim Expo is next year, I want to come and say, so I can meet you and try out your member landing challenge you do with everyone there. Absolutely, man. For sure. It's going to be in Vegas, too. I mean, what a perfect time to come to a Flight Sim Expo when it's being held in Vegas. Yeah. Fishing, drinking, and hockey. Oh, don't forget stretching. Stretching is very, very, very... A lot of stretchers out here. A lot of people love to stretch. Soccer, do you football? Yes. Football, soccer. Yeah. Are those two they're two of the biggest cities, one. I think we've got... I'm not quite sure who's bigger, Montreal or Vancouver. Vancouver might be slightly bigger than Montreal, but they're very close. I know Toronto's the biggest city in Canada. So... Never thought soccer would be popular in America, but it keeps growing. It's crazy, man. Yeah. I should be around, Maverick, yeah. You can always just drop it in Discord whenever you're... whenever you moment. Hopefully it's good news. I'm Portuguese, so I'm used to say football. Yep. Montreal is bigger. Okay, there you go. All right. We're almost fully boarded. Let's go ahead and start working on some things upstairs here, finishing everything up. Let's go and get our external power, external power off. APU bleed system can go on. I'm going to set the seatbelt signs on now. I'm also going to get our... that's actually fine. I don't need to worry about that. We'll wait for the fuel pumps as well. We'll come down here, go to this little tab. We'll go ahead and... Sorry, this little tab. We'll go ahead and remove the GPU. We're just going to wait for the doors. As we finish boarding process, I think we've got like 5 more passengers to board. I should be going. Yes, 2 more passengers to board. Played soccer as a kid in school and I loved it. Yes, so did I. Yeah. Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary. That makes sense. That makes sense. Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, then probably Edmonton or Ottawa. Then I don't even know. All right, boarding complete. Let's go ahead and prepare for pushback and departure. We'll go upstairs. We'll go and get our beacon light on. Jet bridge should be disconnecting. There it is. We'll go and get the fuel pumps on. Good. We'll pause the music here. Good. And we'll get our crew supply on. APU bleed system is on. Everything else looks good up there. Everything's set there. Get pitch trim, yacht ampers, and ATSs all to the on position. Initial climb out of Montreal on the Montreal 2 departure will be, I believe it's 3,000 feet runway heading. 5,000 feet, 237 on the heading. So we're going to go 5,000 and we're going to go 237 on that. All right, he's ready to go. Cool. And then our V speed was 150. VR speed, so we'll bug up 150 and we'll go pre-select, which is down on this, up on this, and you'll see preset FMC. So now I can manage this speed if I need to, but it's going to preset 150, so that's good. And then our flex temp was 59 degrees, so come down here, I'll go flex 2 and we'll bump this up to 59. There we go, 59 degrees is set, which is 96.9 on our N1 for departure. Good. Cool. Love MK Studios does the jetway sounds. I know. Not a lot of developers do, to be honest with you. Yeah. North America hosts the 2026 World Cup. There we go. Let's go tail to the right. Cool. Hey, Cap. Do I get a lovely Captain Canada hat at Flights of Mexico next year? When I meet you, I need one of those. They look fancy. Depends if I do some hats for next year. Yeah, we'll see, man. We shall see. Those are really expensive, dude. That was $1,000 almost Canadian. For those like 30 hats that I got made, dude, they're crazy expensive, man. Custom embroidered and yeah, maybe we don't have to go with that such a crazy quality next year, but those were 59.50s as well. I do have 2 or 3 I think that I brought home, but yeah. Fingers crossed Vegas will be back to normal by Expo. Headed there for TwitchCon, and the city is basically unrecognizable while they prep for the F1 race in November. I agree, yes. Hopefully it should be. It's a long time coming after then, right? So, all right, GSX, I think we have to do... Okay, maybe they yelled. Did he tell me to release the park brake? Apparently he did. Cool. Hopefully nobody's over here on my side. Okay, we're good. Beautiful. Great. Let's go to the overhead. We'll make sure that we get the start system A on. Fuel pumps are all on. Everything looks good up there. We're looking great. Once we start the pushback, there it is. We'll go ahead and spool up engine number 2. Enjoy. There it is. And 2 percentage rising. And again, we're looking for about 23% before we introduce fuel. Soccer fans are legit crazy. Soccer be having grown men ready to fight. Oh yeah, it's like that with every sport, to be honest with you, man. Go to a hockey game here. There's almost a fight at every single hockey game that you go to. They have police everywhere at the hockey games. I will see if like I don't mind spending the money again, man. I think it's worth it to be able to give back to you guys. But like I said, it's just we'll see how things go. Is fighting something tradition on hockey? Absolutely, yeah. If you have a problem with somebody, you fight them. I've seen grown men fight over gymnastics. Yep. I'm willing to fight over anything, to be honest with you. God, I love the hydraulic sound of this aircraft. It's so good. Let's go engine number 1 start. N2 percentage rise. Again, 23% before we introduce fuel. I don't want to take my ground kids to a football match anymore. Sad. Yeah, it's I could see why. Football's crazy out there, man. You don't want to get like stabbed or anything, or beaten because you follow a team or something. It's crazy. Introduce fuel number 1.
Please set parking brakes.
Hey Cap, do you recommend getting Track IR type of device? Absolutely. It's fantastic. Completely transforms what you're able to do in the simulator. You know, just being able to move your head like that is just, it's incredible. Especially when you're shooting like visual approaches and stuff like that, right? All right. 2 good engines, ignition system off, engine bleeds on, EPU bleed off, EPU off. Everything looks good up there. Happy with that. Let's set slats and flaps 15 degrees. Let's go auto brake, max RTO, ground spoilers armed, and trim value was, I think it's up 1.1. Up 1.1, I am correct. Seems like pretty normal trim. Up 1.1. Should be good right about there. Cool. Sweet. Let's go ahead and we'll arm heading select, profile, auto throttle. Good. Park brake is... Wait, what?
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start.
I thought I said it. Apparently I didn't. Captain Carolina coming in with a $5 donation. Huge no floaties to you, my friend. Thank you very much for support as well. I appreciate you, dude. That's incredibly kind. Says, hello, sir. I will definitely be joining you on your next stream. Glad to have 2 weeks off now. Got new Wi-Fi with the new 100 megabits download rate. Nice. Perfect. Which YUL is this? MK Studios? Yep, Jamie. And if you're ever curious, Jamie, you can check the link in the description below. I always have it in a link almost right at the top, right underneath
Hello,
like my
sir,
sponsor
I will
info.
definitely be joining you on your next stream.
Nice.
Glad to have 2 weeks off now.
Unlocking
Got
gear.
new Wi-Fi with new 90 to 110 megabytes per second download rate.
Sounds good, man. Can't wait to have you. It'll be fun. Thank you. Yes, or you could put exclamation point scenery in chat. Sorry, Jamie, as well. Cap, do you have FS Realistic? Is it worth the money? Absolutely it is.
Tow truck
Yeah.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Max, how are you?
Left
Good
is
to see you.
clear. Right is clear.
Do you think you will still fly the 310 once the 777 and more wide-body aircraft are out? I think so, Garnet. I think it's fun to come back and do these retro ops, dude. I mean, it's such an amazing airplane. It's so much fun to fly. I think so. Yeah, I would think so. I don't know where the tow driver is going, but we're going to go ahead and release park brakes, and we're going to pull forward, get him out of the way. Beautiful. Let's go and get our nose light over to taxi. Good. And we'll make our left here onto Alpha. We're going to be going Alpha all the way down, chat. We've done this taxi before. We've done this taxi before. I just wish the performance at this airport was a little bit better. It's not the best performing scenery. And there's some weird bumps, as you can see the airplane. There's a couple weird spots in the area. I wonder when the next AN225 flights are going to be. Again, Willie, I've mentioned it. I'll mention it now again, dude. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I really never even planned to fly that airplane, Willie. I'm not really interested in flying that airplane. I more so bought it to support iniBuilds and to support the rebuilding efforts it's not really an airplane that like I'd really ever fly. And if we do it again, maybe for like some like charity stream or something like that we're going to be doing, we can kind of jump in and mess around with it again. But I'm not. I wouldn't hold your breath. It's just something that doesn't really interest me. I'd be much more interested to fly almost anything else. And if you do enjoy it, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just not for me, you know. You said that on the first stream ever with it that you'd fly it often. I highly doubt that I said that, Ted. Again, I have a hard time believing a lot of the things that you say here in my chat, but if I did say that, maybe I was caught in the moment. And I mean, listen, I did enjoy it when I did fly it, and I kind of learned it. We had a great stream. It was a fun stream. But it's just not an airplane that like I enjoy flying or that interests me in flying. Like I said, there's a lot of other airplanes. I don't think I would have said that, but maybe I did. I don't know. Like I said, could have been caught up in the moment. Roads are flat, not in Quebec. Nice. Never got the AN225 because I think it's the same thing. It's something I would never fly. You're correct. Yeah. Like I said, I mainly got it to support them. I mainly got it because, you know, I like iniBuilds. They're friends of the channel, friends of mine. So I wanted to support them, and of course I want to support Microsoft in the, you know, the rebuilding efforts as well, right? So. Is there an A220 for Microsoft? There is one in development. There's one in development. It's going to be a freeware, and it looks absolutely promising. Really wish this plane wasn't such an FPS hog. I'd fly it a lot more. Everything else is great. I can agree with you. Yeah. Heavy performance of this airplane, and then heavy performance in some of the airport sceneries like we're at now really do make for a subpar experience. You can see down here we're currently basically stuck at 25 to 26 FPS. With an i9 10900K and a 3080, you'd definitely expect a lot more than that. Been a while since the last A220 and 380 updates. I agree. Yeah, it has been quite a while. Microsoft has donated over $1 million thanks to the AN225. That's fantastic. I don't know how much it is to build that aircraft, but that is fantastic. Soon lineup is going to be mega when all these planes in development come out. We might even have a PMDG EFB by then. Exactly. I can't believe it's not out yet, to be honest with you, man. I mean, I think it was over a month ago that, oh, we're on the final stages now. It's with our beta testers. That was over a month ago. I don't know. Has the E175 been updated to a good quality yet? I wouldn't know, Will. I don't think so. No. I still don't think, I don't think it has VNAV or LNAV or anything like that. Or sorry, it has LNAV, but I don't think it has VNAV or anything like that. Is that a Q400 coming in? It is. Porter, Jazz, who is that? Air Canada, Porter Q400. Holy fudge, the frames here are just abysmal. I gotta trigger Will about the EFB. Shh. Even the default Dreamliner has an EFB before the PMGG planes. It's pretty crazy. Told you not to trust a word Rob says. Been in the community for 20 years. I've seen him say it all. I don't even think it's that, man. I don't even think it's about trusting somebody to like it's not like I don't trust them that it's with the beta testers. I just don't think they're being completely honest about what's taking so long. Have they run into some bugs? What are the issues that they're going through? Is it normal that, you know, something that has, you know, been working on for so long, is it normal that it's taken, you know, over a month with the beta testers? I don't know. I feel like that's probably a normal beta test. I don't know. Who's Rob, the owner and developer of PMDG? Captain Aviation celebrating 6 months. Huge no floaties to you, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I still haven't flown this aircraft. I really must try it. It's absolutely fantastic, Dougal. Just make sure you go to the content manager and you download the upgrade for it. If you're on PC, you get to do the upgrade, and it adds the EFB, which obviously, you know, having a weight and balance and having a proper performance calculator is huge. It gives you proper numbers, right? So I don't see anybody out there to the left of us. We're going to pull up onto the runway. But Rob, I've never seen someone write so much and say so little. There's a lot of people that think that way in the community as well, and I can see that. His messages on the PMDG forum definitely seem to be long-winded, but again, you have to forgive me here. I'm kind of new to the whole PMDG world, right? I just bought their first product with their 737. I haven't been in it in the FSX and P3D, so I don't really know all that much. You know, same as Aerosoft. I'm kind of learning about Aerosoft now as well. I didn't know Aerosoft had this kind of sour taste with the community, you know? Sklit, what's up, man? Welcome back. Vikas celebrating 19 months. Appreciate you, man. Huge no floaties too, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is extremely kind of you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you. So what do you think about force feedback yokes and rudders? I mean, listen, dude, if you have the money for it, sure, but I think personally spending $1,500 on a yoke, unless you're becoming a professional pilot and you want to be training, I don't know, man. I think it's kind of crazy. But hey, that's just me. Shouldn't stop you. Randazzo definitely has the sales and marketing speeches down, that's for sure. Yeah. I could agree with that, Drums. I personally don't mind it, but yeah, if people are just constantly waiting and waiting and waiting for stuff, it's going to be, you know. Is the VS indicator on the TCAS? Yes. Old school. Old school. I think it should be level change, though. For profile. Yeah, level change profile, because for some reason it was in vertical speed. We don't want that. Definitely don't want that. Montreal traffic, Transat 47 departing runway 24 left, Montreal. Alright, yoke cam's going on. For the second last time, I want to thank Thrustmaster for sponsoring this stream. Huge no floaties in chat for Thrustmaster. If you are interested in any of the products that you see me using in any of my streams, you can always remember there are links in the description down below. There are also links pinned above up top if you want more information about this specific yoke that I'm using. Let's make sure everything's good. That's set, that's set, that's good. Everything looks good up there. Ground spoilers are armed. Auto brake is set. We're all good here, chat. We're in flex mode. We're looking good. Cool. Sounds are going up. Enjoy the departure, my friends. Throttle's to 40%. Chrono is on. And Toga. Takeoff power set. Airspeed. Well, sorry. Now takeoff power is set. Airspeed is alive. Knots, we're neutral. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear up, and we fly him. Heading till 3,000 feet, then we'll make our right turn and we'll proceed direct. At 1,500 feet, you should see it go into P climb, Engines will pull back as well. Reduce thrust. There's P-climb. Engines will roll back. Bring that nose over to about 10 degrees of pitch. And we'll go flaps clean. And next will be slats. Trim to keep it at about 10%, sorry, 10 degrees. All right, here's 3,000 feet. We'll come down here. We'll go direct to bob key, insert, flip to nav, start our right turn. Let's go ahead and get our slat retraction. Horn will continue the climb. We're looking for 36,000 feet. 360. Good. Those sounds back just a little bit now. Bumpy. Nose lights off. Wing lights off. Logo light off. Start switches. Continuous ignition off, and we're looking good. It's such a joy to fly this airplane, man. It's crazy. Get volume at full, sorry. It was loud. Apologize. Vertical speed? Nope, we're in profile climb. Actually, yeah, you're right. Why? Okay, now we're in profile. That was weird. I don't know why it switched off of profile. Thank you for noticing that. I just assumed we were in profile climb. We were in level change. Level change and vertical speed. But now we're in P climb. Thank you. Alright, 10,000 feet. We'll bring that nose down. We'll accelerate our speed. I'm going to hand fly this chat for a little bit and see how easily it is to hand fly when we're trying to gain a little bit of speed. Just putting a little bit of nose down trim, and it's really responsive with the trim. We can release the cabin. 11,000 feet and climbing now. We'll lock the gear here as well. Ah, thank you, Juan. That's exactly why I did that. I didn't even think that it would do that. Thank you for the heads up. Appreciate it. That makes complete sense of why it did do it. Let's expand that a little bit. The views out there, man. They're beautiful. Look at all that farmland, chat. Look at all them chickens. Ah, chickens down there. Who knows that meme? Please tell me you guys know that meme. The little girl at the beach and it's a bunch of seagulls. And she looks at them and then looks at her mom. You're close to level off before bugging up the altitude, so went to V speed. Thank you. That makes sense. I know that meme's one of my favorites. Yeah. Wait. Oh, do you know? Okay, I think because we have it turned off while we're on this screen. Hey, Gap, had a great view of your takeoff. FS traffic shows as an A330, unfortunately. Yeah. Probably because there's no model for an A3, probably no model for a 310, to be honest with you. I don't know too many other airplanes that are this easy to hand fly when you're just in the climb out at 17,000 feet. Just feels so natural. You just follow your flight directors as well. It's super easy. Follow your flight directors, you're good to go.
Dropped you a message in Discord General for a tool to search old and defunct flight databases.
Okay.
Free, and can search by airline, airport, or even filter by plane type.
Ooh, fancy. Thank you. C2A, huge no floaties too, man. Thank you very, very much. I'll have to, if you haven't done so as well, C2A, if you can share that in the Discord, the regular Discord, I'm sure you have, but that'd be awesome. Standard barometric pressure, 18,000 feet. Let's go and get the landing lights off. Good. Runway turnoffs can come off as well, and we're going to engage autopilot chat. There we go. Hand flown up to 18,000 feet. Beautiful. Mr. Daniel Berry, good to see you, my friend. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. There we go. Great. Let's enjoy some wing views now. After all that hard work hand flying. Look at the views down there. Beautiful. Looks like a C-160 is getting parachuting cargo now in Microsoft. Is your mouse the Corsair Harpoon RGB? Yes. And I love it. That was the most wholesome C2A tip ever. You're not joking. You're not joking. He got Peteni first flights with Airbus TCA. It's incredible with the Phoenix. It is, yes. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You've had it as well. You've had it for 4 years. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I really, really enjoy it. I've had this one for a while. I've gone through my fair share of mice, to be honest with you, to try and find the one that I really, really like. FS Dispatch, great resource for retro ops. Is that what it is? I don't know. Where are you flying to now? We're going back to Toronto. It always tell you right up here. It always also tell you departure, arrival, and then of course the time in between. Now I always say take this time and add about 20 minutes onto it. That's when we are. Yeah. That one is simple but really comfortable. It's my favorite, especially if you have bigger hands. That's the big thing. I want something light, but I also want something that isn't... I don't like the narrow. I really don't like narrow mice where you almost have to like hold it like super, you know? I like gripping onto a nice mouse, and yeah. Went for Logitech Pro X, never looked back. There you go. Oh. Captain Tim, how are you? Stream has been great. Thanks for asking. I just use the MD-80 and the 310 routes. Got you. Okay. Is yours the wireless version? No, it's wired. Fist of a claw, exactly. The harpoon. Wait, the harpoon, this might be the iron claw. Which one's bigger? Which one's bigger, the harpoon or the iron claw? I have either one of those two. Hold on. Corsair harpoon. Harpoon. I think that's what it is. That's the newest. No, I think I have the Iron Claw. Corsair Iron Claw. I have the Iron Claw. Yeah, that is what I have, the Iron Claw. Yep, that is what I have. Ooh, it's 27% off right now. Ooh, the wireless one is 27% off right now. Fancy. Yeah, that's what I have. Corsair Iron Claw. They are very similar. The Iron Claw is just wider. That's it, pretty much. They're basically the same. I've had a couple Razer products, Kyle. And I had a Razer keyboard and I just wasn't a fan of it at all. I've never really gone with Razer. Razer spends, in my opinion, way too much money on advertising. Companies that spend that much money on advertisements are usually making more money than they should be charging a premium for their products. So, yeah. But yet, here I am. I have a Corsair K100 keyboard, which was by far the most expensive keyboard I've ever owned in my life. Probably the best keyboard I've ever owned, but yeah. Iron Claw seems more comfortable. I thoroughly enjoy it. Yeah. Sounds like you're in a Discord? Yes, I know. Sorry, I didn't think you guys would hear that. I gotta remove that, actually. Voice and video. There. I have a push to mute in Discord for when I'm playing games and I have to yell at teammates. Can you think it was your Discord? Yeah, sorry, apologize. I didn't know you guys were hearing that. I didn't think you were hearing that. I forgot that with the new capture, you basically hear everything. I heard that there was also a 350 being developed for Microsoft 2020. I think there's a freeware 350 that's coming, yes. I don't know, I don't really get too excited for like freeware announcements and stuff like that. But yeah. Tosis, how are you? Welcome back. Hope all is well. Good to see you. Melvin, good to see you as well. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great Monday, my friend. Thanks for coming to say hello. Look at that. Beautiful Air Transat. Stop rudder inputs. Stop rudder inputs. It's gotta be the most like outrageous alarm ever. Also, you'd probably never want to hear that while flying this airplane. Just starts yelling at you. Stop rudder inputs. C-160 will drop troops and cargo. This will be cool. Interesting. Scaring the TCAS one, that's for sure. Yeah. Why does the alarm sound so friendly? That stop rudder input isn't very friendly. Get back, had some things to do, but now I can watch the stream. Sounds good. Welcome back, man. Hope you're doing well. If we got everything done, we're on the return leg now. Should be back into Toronto in about 45 minutes. Should have you down on the ground. In and around there. Yeah, if you hear that, you're close to shearing off the rudder. Yeah, exactly. Because isn't that what happened, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. You guys will know more than I will. But that they put that in there because somebody was actually like somebody sheared off the rudder, right? Was that American Airlines that had crashed due to excessive rudder inputs when they created that warning? I think so. It was someone. Yeah. Desert Poly fix or acknowledge the multiplayer sound bug with that C-160? Oh, I have no clue. Yeah. Beth has been asked a tongue, but what are your thoughts on the iniBuilds A320 Neo? I'm excited for it. Anytime we can get a new airplane, I'm excited. You know, yes, we're getting another A320, sure. You know, I can understand a little bit of the frustration there. Some people, you know, I think at this point we just want to fly something different other than a 320 and a 737. But I think at the end of the day, we have to remember that this is coming out as like most likely a freeware aircraft. I don't know for sure. I maybe I shouldn't say that because I really don't know, but I think it's coming out as a freeware project, or it's going to be priced like similar to the ATR or something like that. But yeah. Now I remember the A310 Aeroflot accident a long time ago. Was that with where the guy let his son and daughter up, and they couldn't figure out what was happening, and they ended up crashing the aircraft. He let him like hold the controls or something. I remember that crash. That one was crazy. Dimitri, welcome back, man. Good to see you, dude. Some Airbus fan, how are you, mate? Good to see you, dude. It was American 587, okay. Huh. Have I seen it, Randy? No, I haven't. I'm sponsored by iniBuilds, but I don't really get privy to that kind of information, insider information. At least, sorry, let me put it this way. I am sponsored by iniBuilds. I am privy to some insider information, but any information that iniBuilds has working directly with Microsoft, I don't have access to. So like, I won't get the A320neo to fly early before release for you guys or showcase the product. I don't get any of that. If it's a project that is being solely developed by iniBuilds, then yes, I will have insider information on it. I'll know things about certain things. But for projects that they work directly with Microsoft, no, unfortunately I don't get insider information. I haven't seen pictures. I haven't seen anything. Very silly, let the kid fly who has no clue what they were doing. Well, he didn't let them fly. So they were at, what happened was they were at cruise altitude, and his son and daughter and wife were on the flight. And he invited his son and daughter up into the cockpit while they were at cruise altitude, and it was at night. Something about when his son, I don't know the exact story. I've seen like some of the documents and stuff on it. Something about when his son was sitting, he ended up doing something. He ended up like turning, he turned off the autopilot to let his son go left and right or something like that on the yoke to feel it. And then something like the autopilot didn't get re-engaged or something like that. I think that's what happened. And they ended up not knowing, and the aircraft was just in like this crazy bank. I think that's what happened. I don't know. Yes, he turned the heading bug to make it seem like you were flying, but his son accidentally turned the yoke and disconnected the autopilot, and it didn't notify them, right? He turned off the autopilot and the airplane started a steep bank. Yeah, exactly. We still have no EFB for the PMDG. Correct. Yeah. And by the time they noticed, it was too late. Yeah, they had already entered like a stall, didn't they? Basically just wing stalled it. It killed everybody on board. It basically just fell out of the sky. And you know what's crazy? You know what's even scarier is you can go and listen to the cockpit recordings. They have the full cockpit recordings. He did not disconnect the autopilot. He turned the heading to the left and the kid disconnected the autopilot. Crazy, man. Spatial unawareness, yeah. Well, it was pitch black right outside. Yeah. Crazy, man. When did that happen? It was a while ago, Dougal. I think it was like in the 90s, maybe in the 2000s, but it was a while ago. Yeah, it was pretty wild. The worst time scene conditions are clear night over the water. Yeah, you're correct. The kid turned off the autopilot by putting the controls on the yoke. Yeah. But it didn't make a noise, right? That the autopilot was disconnected or something. I think is what happened. Like they didn't get a notification. Like they didn't know that the autopilot had been disconnected till like somebody said it was too late. It was in 1994. There you go. 1994. I remember reading a whole article about it and getting like really interested in that for quite a while. Wild. Very sad accident all around, I would agree. Yeah. So I don't let kids touch things during... Well, I mean, again, yeah. Obviously just poor, you know... I think it's okay to have people up in the cockpit, but like, yeah, having them, you know... You are correct. So what he did was he basically... The aircraft was flying. He put it on heading mode. He put the aircraft like that, probably like 30 degrees to the left, 30 degrees to the right, 30 degrees to the left. The kid thought he was flying. Somehow throughout that process, when the kid was actually had his hands on the yoke, he actually ended up turning it enough for the autopilot to disconnect. And yeah, again, like someone said, when it was pitch black spatial awareness, you don't realize, you know, the high G's made it difficult to recover. Yeah, though they were going so fast. Would they not have had the dome light on? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they were trying to, you know, maybe they're looking outside at stuff. I don't know. I don't know, man. He also let his daughter sit on the captain seat. There you go. Sad story, but I was a pilot myself. I don't let a passenger fly. When daytime and VFR at the high, generally in straight and level, even though I thought the autopilot was engaged. I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. Out of all the new planes coming out in the next 6 months, like the 777, the 330, the 300F, the 350, etc., which one are you looking forward to the most? In no specific order, because I don't really think I can give an order, because I'm genuinely excited for all of them. The A300 by iniBuilds, the MD-11 by TFDI, and the Phoenix A319, A321. Top 5, we're going to continue because I think those are the 3 that are coming out the most recent, so that's why they're my 3 favorite right now, because I know that we're getting these within the next couple months. Into 2024, hopefully at some point. Yes, the Bluebird 7576, extremely excited for that. The PMDG 777, extremely excited for that. The Synaptic A220, extremely excited for that. The Majestic Q400, extremely excited for that. And God knows what else. There's probably so many other projects that I'm forgetting, who are also going to be, you know, bringing aircraft out and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a very bright future right now, in my opinion. I think it's going to be very exciting this next year. I think we're going to have just a plethora of content. We're going to be able to make all kinds of stuff, man. It's going to be really cool. 7,000 feet at Denka, 220 knots. Let's go ahead and descend 7,000 feet. We'll go ahead and push up. Sorry, down. I always forget. It's push up on speed, down on this one. Profile descent is armed, and you can see her top of descent's in about 10 miles. We're on there, just shy of 10 miles, about 9 miles. Top of descent. iniBuilds secret project, sure. Yeah. Aerosoft 330 as well. You got to think that that's coming out. Bluebird 75 will be an instant purchase without a doubt. Oh man, yes, very much so. Cargo ops, United ops, man. Yep. Yep. More so for the cargo side of things, to be honest with you. That's what I'm really excited about. The cargo. They have confirmed that it is coming out with both engine variants as well, which is exciting. So. Iceland Air, yep. Isn't the MD-11 stated this month? Correct, yes. For the, well, so it's coming into pre-release this month. So if you pre-ordered, if you're one of the 1,000 people that pre-ordered the aircraft, it's the pre-release is happening this month. So I don't know what state the people are going to be. I don't know what, I honestly don't know, dude. I've reached out to TFDI. I actually sent them a nice message yesterday through their Discord. I've reached out to them. I've expressed interest in wanting to showcase the aircraft when it's ready. I don't know what type of, I don't, other than that, I haven't really had any communication with them. I don't know what the state of the aircraft's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be super buggy, if it's going to be working. I don't know. 7.5 will be the cargo plane along with the 777. Absolutely. Yeah, 7.5, 7.6, 777, A300. Don't forget about the A300, man. The A300 is an absolute workhorse. And there's tons of airlines, cargo airlines out there that still fly the A300. UPS, FedEx, DHL. So not a set date for a pre-release. I think it was October 17th, Zach? I don't know if there's an exact date, though. I'd have to do a little bit of digging and some research. Something tells me it was October 17th. I could be wrong, but I felt like that was the date. That's the date that came to mind as soon as I thought about it. Ecap, do you think we won't be able to get the Majestic Q400 until 2024? I don't think it's coming out this year. They've been real quiet, other than announcing that they are working on the project and they're bringing it into Microsoft 2020. That's really all we've heard from Majestic. There's been zero updates over the last probably 6 to 9 months, so my guess is it's probably not coming out this year, but who knows, really. Auto brake low once again. We'll go ahead and arm our ground spoilers as well for now. Did I not disarm them? Apparently I didn't even disarm them, so there we go. We'll arm them again. Maybe you got an email from them months ago and it's sitting in your email like Navigraph, dude. Don't even get me started with that. What a missed opportunity, man. Could have been working with Navigraph from the beginning. Now they've already got all their sponsors. They're not looking for anybody else. It's like, I messed that one up, didn't I? I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I've always said this and I'll always say it. I don't mind paying for quality products, right? Like, I don't mind that I have to pay for a Navigraph subscription that I don't get it free like almost all the other streamers. It honestly doesn't bug me. Navigraph is so essential for what I do and it's so good that I don't care. I will gladly support it on my annual subscription. You know what I mean? No problem. Do you think there's a chance for the Q400 to be a default plane in 2024 bought by Microsoft? No. No. Majestic's doing its own thing. If Majestic's going to do a lot of work, they're probably going to reap the benefits of doing that. I don't think so. No. And especially not with the ETR here, Will. The ETR was produced with Aerosoft and Hans Hartmann. I don't see it. Navgraph is amazing. Love to see them keep improving the charts app. Yep. Bluebird suggested earlier about something. Someone is doing a 727. I wonder who, because first I heard about it. Maybe they are. I don't think they are. I think they're hard at work on the 7.5 and the 7.6. I don't know. Still don't understand why Captain Sim doesn't want to work with others for system fidelity. I would agree. I mean, like I said, dude, imagine the potential, right? Imagine the potential that's there if you actually develop quality products for this simulator. I mean, your client base is almost endless at this point, man. Right? You could be, yeah. You put out some good products. There's definitely some great money to be had in this simulator. That's for damn sure. ILS 2-3 approach. We are looking at 808 on our MDA. 808. We'll set that. Good. We're going to go wind correction of 5 knots. We are going to check the wind. I always just add a wind correction of 5 knots. Winds are 200 at 6. That's Montreal. Winds are 140 at 8. That'll be a little bit of a spicy crosswind arrival, chat. 8 knot crosswind. We'll see how that goes. A little bit of rudder and aileron into wind, hopefully. Good. I don't think a lot of people are willing to work with Captain Sim because of their bad rep. Can understand that as well. Yeah. Extremely excited for the Bluebird 7.5. Yes, as am I. UPS has 47 active A300s in service. FedEx has 62 of them. DHL has 34. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Pardon me. Right up there with the 757 and the A300. I mean, those are going to be my cargo workhorses. And then the 777 when we want to do our long hauls, you know. But yeah, the A300 is a beast, man. I love that airplane. And if it flies like this one does, oh baby, we are in for a treat, man. We just got to hope that we get better performance, and that's pretty much it. That's really the only thing I would request from these airplanes. Just better performance. I think that's kind of the key. We need a Captain Sim jar design collab. Eugh. Captain Scam can pump out crap products every few months, keep getting the Xbox money from people that don't know better. Well, it's exactly what's going on. And to be fair, I think we've kind of... Although I don't disagree with what you're saying, AJ, I think we also have to put it into a little bit of perspective. I'm not going to say most people, but I'm going to say there's a great percentage of people who are probably perfectly happy with the Captain Sim products, right? You know, for us as veteran, you know, and PC flight simmers, that type of behavior and that type of product is not of interest to us. But there are a huge chunk of people that probably have no clue that there's a system depth and change between, you know. So, you know, I don't there's probably people out there that bought the 717 because they've flown on a 717. They have no clue that it's got default Airbus systems in it, you know what I mean? So, but I agree with what you're saying. I you know, we've all been there. We've all bought products that we you know, that we regret buying, especially third-party airplanes and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure we've all been burned. Maybe not if you're new to flight sim, just because there's so many resources out there of like what's actually good and what's not good. But for a lot of us, I mean, like I said, when I first started, my first plane was the JAR Design 320 because I didn't know any better, right? I also bought a 330. I can't remember who it was. RW Design, I think it was, and it was complete horseshit. Like the worst, one of the worst add-ons I've ever bought. The RW A330. I think that's what it is. RW Design A330 for X-Plane. Push some buttons, engage autopilot at 2,000 feet. Exactly. Yep. Oh wow, look, this button actually turns my engines on when I press it. Great. At West, we get to see XP72, but not often. You are on during the weekday evenings Pacific time. No, Thursday evenings is when I would be live, Andrew. I go live Thursday at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. You are correct. Most of my streams are at noon Eastern time to kind of cater for North America and the UK. That's why I choose to stream at this time. I used to stream at 2 p.m., but I just found that it went into like dinner time too much. I used to stream like 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., but I would finish and I'd just be absolutely starving. Transition altitude into... Sorry, not transition altitude. Altimeter in Toronto, 3020. We'll bug that up now. We'll go 3020. Good. And we'll go ahead and get our landing lights on. Runway turn-offs as well. Beautiful. And we'll seat the cabin. Get them ready to go. We're through 18,000 feet. Coming up on 17,000. Got our ILS frequency plugged in here. 111.5 and 237. 111.5 and 237. There we go. For me, as young as 20 years old, I remember Timmy Infinite Flight trying to make the experience as realistic as possible. Even asked my mother to print out an Infinite Flight checklist so I don't get it. I mean, it like I said, dude, everybody is... This is why I always say there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to flight sim. Everybody is using the simulators for different reasons. I don't think that there's, you know, some people may have similar experiences, but I truly believe that each simulator, it's unique to how that person and what they're expecting, what they want, there's so many variables to it. Like, yeah, some of us, like myself, like I'm at a point now where like doing these real world ops or doing these flights between airports where the aircraft is actually flying or the airline is actually flying, that's what interests me the most. But there could be people that doesn't interest them. They don't care. They just want to fly wherever, whenever, right? So they want to fly for virtual airline. They want to do this. They want to do real flights. They don't want to do real flights, right? So I think it's everybody's using the sim for a different reason, and I think that it's that's what's unique about like flight sim and any simulator in general. Is just that no one experience is the same as the other, right? So that's why I'm just saying I think we have to keep in a perspective that, like, yes, you know, as a longtime flight sim user and somebody who owns you know, high quality add-ons like Tolus and Flight Factor and PMDG and Phoenix, and yes, Captain Sim is a disgrace, if you will, to like the third party genre and the third party add-ons that we can get for our simulators. But at the same point, there's somebody out there that absolutely loves what that product is offering, and it's at their skill level, it's at their knowledge, it's what they know, it's whatever, you know what I mean? But that's what I love about flight sim, and that's what I love about simulators in general, and that's why I always find it funny that like people are like adamant that like you have to do this, or like this has to be the best, or that has to be the best. Like, it's a total gimmick, man, for you know, these simulators to be like, you know, oh, it's the most real flight sim. Nothing is ever going to compare what it's like to flying in the real world. It's all, you know, it's silly. You just enjoy it, man. You buy these sims because you love flying, because you love looking out the window and looking at this type of scenery, and, you know. Now, there are people that do buy simulators for training purposes as well, which I think is great, you know. But it's almost as if people like different things. Agreed 100%. The platform is massive and appeals to different skill levels in different ways. That's it. That's kind of how I'm looking at it now. Like, yes, I think it's bullshit that, you know, the products that are coming out from Microsoft, there's way too many. There's far more shitty products out than there are actual decent good products, and that sucks. But at the same point, I also am very well aware how long it takes to develop quality products. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes a lot of time for these, you know, for these things to develop, really. In my opinion, like in DCS, there's a couple buttons you need to hit to start the ultra realistic F-18, then you can go the entire system setup if you're flying a quality plane. Not the case for Captain Sim. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, right? It's fine. And I agree with you that if you actually read the description of the Captain Sim airplanes, they do mention that like they're not quality, like well-renowned add-ons. Like it explains that it uses default. You know, it explains that it uses default systems and all that stuff as well. So, yeah. There's a restriction 210 knots. The aircraft wasn't maintaining it for some reason, so I'm not quite sure why. Denka was at was it 220 or 210? I thought it was 220. Oh, it is 220. Okay. So hold on. I might be able to throw it back into profile now. I might understand. Where's Denka? Is it at Denka? As soon as it makes the right turn from Denka, I should be able to throw it back to profile. Denka's a mile and a half away. 7370 driver made a great video. Oh, sorry. You deleted that, Randy, before I could read it. I know you're not a GA fan, but if you're looking for some variety in Microsoft, it would be dope to see you flying something like the King Air. Yeah. The King Air kind of scares me, to be honest with you. I don't know enough about flying like the King Airs and stuff like that. I probably could take some time in learning it. It's also just not, like I said, man, it's just not my style of flying, man. I feel like to fly those airplanes, like you really want to be knowledgeable what you're doing. I have no clue what the hell I'm doing in those, man. I got better luck, you know, throwing me in like some business jet or something like that where I can, you know, GA just doesn't tickle my fancy for whatever reason. It's not scam, it's perfectly evil, just nobody expects such radical changes in quality from a veteran dev. I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. I think it's a great analysis. He's been around forever. They've been around forever, Captain Sim, and I mean, they used to be, you know, I've heard that their products for FSX were actually highly regarded. Maybe not highly regarded, but they had good products for FSX. Their 7.5 and 7.67 series was pretty good. So, all right, 3,000 feet for new deck. Let's go down to 3,000 feet. We're going to stay on profile. 3,000 feet is in. I'm going to. It says we're above profile. Sorry, below profile dev. It's going to descend at about 1,000 feet per minute. I'm just going to leave it there. I see Calvi up there. What was it? Calvi at Calvi at 3,000 to intercept. So it should be good at about 1,000 feet per minute. It should figure that out. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to go to vertical speed. I'm going to go 1,000 feet per minute. I'm going to do it myself. We'll keep our speed at 210. And we'll continue this end. We do have our ILS switch on, so that's good. And we are still in nav mode. So that's good. I'll turn the sounds up for us here for the arrival. Lights are good. I'll get engine start switches to continuous. We'll ding the cabin one last time. Beautiful. And the runway's out there somewhere. Can't see, it's a little bit hazy here today. Making our left turn here soon. I hope the okay, it's picking up localizer. See how it reacts here. Okay, it's making the left turn. Patience is key. Couple years and we'll fly whatever we want. I would agree. Like I said, I think even in the next like 4 to 6 months, I think it's just going to be a drastic change of what we have available for us to fly. I think it's going to be pretty crazy. Like if you think before the end of the year, we got a MD-11, 300, 319, 321, 320 Neo. There's a lot of stuff coming out. A lot of stuff coming out. All right, let's go to land switch. Localizer's picked. Good. There's glide slope. We can chill out on the descent rate. Bring our speed back down here as well, 210. We'll go about 500 feet per minute till we pick up our glide slope. And through that, I'm going to keep bleeding that speed back to 190, so I go slats and flaps. You got to be a little bit careful with this airplane with your speed, because she'll get away from you real quick. Slats and flaps. Let's go flaps 15 degrees. Slats are already out. Good. And our approach speed today was our approach speed again? 141. Yep, replay tool will do that once we're fully configured, ready to go. All right, speed down to 170. Glide slope is captured. We are descending. We're still a little ways out, but I've got 170 bugged up. Toronto's such a beautiful city. Huge city, by the way. If you've never been to Toronto, I mean, you can just tell by how big it is. But in Canada, it's not... Everything's so widespread in Canada, I find. Maybe not as widespread as some of the U.S. cities that I've been to, but it is very... Toronto's, at least, very widespread city. Huge city. All right, got the runway out here in front of us. How are the flights? Good, man. Had a great first flight. We're going for the butter this one. We're gonna try and finesse it. Try and get ourselves a nice butterino. So I guess that's the key when you're doing a turnaround with this aircraft, is you still have to set it up in the EFB, because all we did in the EFB is when we turn around, we just did the reset it. It seems to pick it up fine. We got localizer, we got glide slope, everything's good there. Coming up 2,500 feet, just through 2,500 feet. Let's go gear down. We'll get the rest of our lights on here, chat. Good. Let's go ahead and get flaps and slats 20 degrees. And we're going to bug up our final approach speed today, which was 141. Good. VAP is set, 141. What landing rate do you consider a butter? Depends on the airplane that you're flying. In this airplane, I would say under 160, 150 or less would probably be like a really nice buttery landing. 160 knots, slots and flaps full. Ground spoilers are armed, auto brake is set, lights are on, cabin crew is advised. We're good. Sweet. And we'll go engine starts. I already put them in continuous because I'm a good pilot. Good. Sweet. And then we'll go to replay. We'll start the replay. We are recording. Beautiful. Yoke cam is going on one last time, chat. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Thrustmaster for sponsoring this channel. These wonderful peripherals that you see me here using. If you want any more information about what you see here, don't forget to click the links up above or down below if you are interested. I've got the runway out there. We're at 1,300 feet. I'm going to take control of the aircraft. Enjoy the arrival, friends. Get you down on the ground. Beautiful. Sounds are going up. Enjoy, guys. Windy. Here, ready?
Stop rudder input. Stop rudder input.
It's so loud. It's my favorite button. Approach looks great. Glide slope looks great.
$400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Reversers, nose down gently. Decelerating. Our nose came down a little bit quickly. That was a good one though, chat. That was real good. Good way to finish off the week. 60 knots. Reverser stowed. Auto brakes off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Toronto. That was a good one. That was a good one, chat. That's how you want to finish the week. I always say, finish the week strong. Even if you have some shitty landings, finish the week strong. Vacated, beautiful. Now we got a nice long taxi back to the terminal. Welcome back, my friends. We'll stop the clock. I think we got here real quick, too. Beautiful. We've got a replay of that as well, so we'll go ahead and stop the replay. We've got that. We'll watch that in a second. Remember, guys, if you did enjoy it, please don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. Huge no floaties to everybody that already has. Thank you, everybody, for being here today as well. Huge, huge, huge shout out to Alex with the $500 donation today. Absolute madman. So thank you, everybody, for being here, guys. Finish the week on a Monday. Well, for me, it's a week, right? So I go Thursday. 2 streams on Thursday. It's been a long week, man. We did 2 streams on Thursday. We streamed for over 8 hours on Thursday. We did Friday after dark. We did some truck sim. We did a long haul on Saturday from Montreal to Cuba. We did member stream yesterday for September. And then we have today's stream as well. So it's the end of the week for me as my streaming schedule goes, as we'll be live on Thursday in a different airplane. That's kind of how it is. So for my streaming schedule, that's what it is. Every day is Friday. I wouldn't quite go that far, my friend. No. I know that yes, I've already said it, and I'll be the first one to admit it. I am very lucky that I get to have this as my job, but it's also a lot of work that comes with streaming and being your own boss and making sure that, you know, things are all, I have nobody here, you know, this is all done by me, man, everything. Meetings, emails, Discords, everything, right? It's a lot of work, man. Especially if you want to do this as a full-time gig. You can't just sit back and like, oh, I'm just going to stream on this day and this day. So, yeah. What's funny to me is that when you landed, well, again, Captain Howdy, that was, I've already mentioned this. Melinda is a troll. In case you haven't noticed, Melinda is a troll. You can't listen to anything that she's saying. That's why I was saying if everybody ignores Melinda and what she says, that's all. She'll be gone. She'll be gone before you know it. If nobody pays attention to the trolls, the trolls usually dissolve themselves. They go bye-bye. Really enjoy how much pressure Thrustmaster seems to put on a Captain Can over the last 5 months to make sure he brings in a profit, while in the meantime most of us already bought their stuff. Well, I wouldn't say pressure, Calvin. It's part of being, like, I'm an ambassador to the brand, right? So Thrustmaster pays, you know, multiple people, myself, Jeff Faviano, Chewy94, London Controller, right? We all get paid. We're all ambassadors to the brand, so we get paid to promote, right? Thrustmaster doesn't have advertisements out on TV that you can, or out on the radio, or hell, even like watching ads on YouTube or stuff like that, right? So this is a company's way of basically advertising, right? So I'm doing my job. I am by no means forced to, like, I'm not forced to say good things, or they're completely open with me. I don't have to, if I don't agree with something and I don't agree with the product, or I don't agree with something, I'm not forced to do anything, right? So, you know, but at the same point, it also makes sense, right? If they're going to pay me as an ambassador for their brand, it would also make sense that I sell them products, right? I think that goes hand in hand, right? So, Melinda's Cap's biggest fan. Oh yeah. What rudder pedals am I using? The Thrustmaster pendular rudder system. You can put !TM in chat if you want a link. Don't deny it. Thanks to you, all my peripherals come thanks to you. See? There you go. Do they stipulate how often you must showcase their stuff? Of course, yes. I have a schedule. If you've been watching my streams long enough, you'll know how many sponsored streams I have a month. It's 4 sponsored streams a month. 1 sponsored stream a week is usually how I like to break it down. Yeah. And by sponsored, it's specific links and specific things that Thrustmaster wants showcased. We've got, I've already been mentioning it, not this Thursday coming up, but next Thursday. Instead of being live here on YouTube, I'm actually going to be live on Twitch over on the Thrustmaster YouTube channel. So there's some really cool things coming in the next coming weeks as well, which I'm sure some of you will enjoy. But I will provide you with all the information needed for that when it is time. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to just, it's not my stream channel, but I'll be on the, like I said, the Thrustmaster side. We're going to go to Bravo 18 if it's available. Let's see if GSX will let me go there. Bravo 18. Yeah. No. Good. Cool. What is my Twitch? Well, it's not my Twitch. Like I said, it's going to be on the Thrustmaster channel. I will just be there streaming with them. It's the Thrustmaster Twitch channel. So, yeah. Do they make you do the landing cam with the Thrustmaster logo every time? Nope. That's on me, man. That's me thanking them for basically sponsoring the brand and the channel. No, there's nothing forced. Like I said, the only thing that is required is the 4 sponsored streams. That's it. How about the TCA Captain's Pack because of you? Well, thank you. But here's the thing, right? And I think we can all agree, Thrustmaster makes incredible products, and that's what makes it super easy for me, right? If this was a brand that I didn't truly trust and I couldn't get behind, I wouldn't be sponsored by them, right? And I always say this, I'm not here to make you guys buy garbage and bring you guys garbage. And the only brand deals that I take and the only sponsorships that I take are products that I use. So you see me using them all the time. You guys know how many flight hours I put on my joysticks, my yokes. This is still the same yoke that I was sent day one, probably 2.5 years ago. Same as my throttle, my joystick, and my the Airbus stuff. It's the same stick that I've had for years, All right, nose lights off. That all looks good. That's set. We're going into Bravo 18, which is right on the corner right here. Getting out of this guy's way. He's a beautiful Air Transat A330. Looks good. I'm having a stupid park brake bug. Airplane's not moving. Clive, thanks, man. I appreciate you, dude. iniBuilds working on an A320 Neo. Yes. Coming out soon, before the end of the year. Thrustmaster has been in the flight sim industry for a while. They have, man. Yep, they really have. And don't sleep on their steering wheels either. I know some people, when you get into steering wheels, you know, they want to spend $1,000 getting like, you know, whatever they're called. I don't know a lot about steering wheels, but I think for most of us, a normal steering wheel that we use is perfectly fine. Like, I absolutely love the steering wheel that I have. The RS base with the Sparco add-on wheel, fantastic. All right, we'll call it right there. Park brake goes on. Beautiful. We're not going to turn off the engines. We're going to set our flaps and slats all the way down full because we're going to be watching the replay. Let's go ahead and disconnect from Faten. Thanks everybody who flew with us today as well. It was a great day. Listen, I know that these Canadian flights aren't the most requested flights, but being that I am Captain Canada, I feel it's important that I got to come back to Canada every now and then. So thanks everybody for joining me today. I appreciate it. Flying in my backyard, Toronto to Montreal, back to Toronto. Some retro Air Transat ops. Always a pleasure. Let's go ahead and get all the lights back on here for our replay. Good. You're on. That's all set. That's on. Good. We'll hit the play button. Don't fall out of the sky. Thank you. Yeah. No problem. It's not happy right now, chat. That's what I've come to the realization. It's not happy right now. Major stick shakers. No problem. We just won't do cockpit view, okay? No problem. We'll just come back here. We'll watch this view. The airplane is not happy right now. It doesn't like replays, I don't think. Press the stop button. No, that was the stick shaker, dude. We're stalling out of the sky. Anyways, mods, donators, and sponsors, thank you all so much for the support. I appreciate you guys so much. Again, without you guys here, none of this is possible. So thank you all for supporting the streams. I truly do appreciate it. To everybody else that cannot support the streams with a monetary value, but comes to hang out here stream after stream and donate with their time, their efforts, smashing down that thumbs up button. Thank you all very much for your support. Again, if you haven't done so, please don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. We're looking for 300 likes, probably a tough go this one around, but I had a lot of fun flying today. Thank you everybody for being here again. I truly do appreciate it. That was an absolute beautiful landing here into Toronto from Montreal. Makes up for our 200 and something foot per minute landing in Montreal, right, chat? So I had a great time today. I hope you guys did as well. God damn it, that's loud. I hope you guys did as well. Thank you everybody for being here. There's Woodbine Racetrack. You guys know about any horse racing. There's a huge racetrack. It's called Woodbine. Pretty cool. Thank you all so much for being here today. I truly do appreciate you. Again, thank you to Thrustmaster for sponsoring this stream. Huge shout out to Thrustmaster. I've got some really fun things and cool things planned with Thrustmaster over the next coming weeks, so you guys will want to stay tuned for that. I kind of explained already what was going on. So guys, have yourselves a great Monday evening. Have a great start to the week. Enjoy your Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I will be live Thursday. We're going to be in the 747, I believe, on Thursday afternoon. And then we have Max's special birthday event on Thursday. So if you're looking for something to do Thursday evening, we've got the special event, Max's birthday. He's hosting a big event in White Plains. It should be a great time. I'm very much looking forward to that. So you guys should probably get ready to do that one if you can. I will leave you all with some replays here of our arrival. Enjoy, my friends, and I will catch you all on Thursday in the 747 default. Should be fun. Take care, my friends.